Welcome to the show. I'm here, BradElBard with Brittney Elkin.
Hi, guys.
Make sure you guys follow Brittney, right? There. Follow Brittney.
Yeah, follow.
She's awesome. Brittney's a fighter out of Finishers MMA right now.
Yeah.
Zach Makovsky, an artist.
Yes.
Some of my favorite guys out there in the Finishers MMA community. I got to come train with them.
They're doing awesome things right now.
They definitely are. Tell me a little bit about, we're waiting. They're about to start getting the fights going on. But Brittney, tell me, what's the training been like? I know you just came back from an injury and stuff.
Yeah.
But you're actively training MMA with them, and you're a big part of that MMA program. Tell me about it.
So Zach's the lead. Zach's the head coach of the MMA team. He works with also Ricky Nuno, who is big in the boxing league and boxing community.
That's awesome.
Zach is actually still an active fighter, so he's very in tune with current fighting challenges and techniques with the fighters. He stays very active in each camp. And yeah, I feel like he's he's growing the fighters, so he's developing all them over their career. Ricky does a lot of the management things. I'm currently trying a little bit of that myself.
That's cool.
I think it's just a really big team, family, and then they do all the jiu-jitsu competitions in-house, so it helps keep the fighters active and growing.
So your guys that are in the MMA program constantly do finishers opens and stuff?
And it's so convenient because it's right in-house, so it's not a travel league or anything, so they can just keep working and growing. And
that's awesome.
Everybody's on target, and it's a huge school. So
I know. How many fighters do you? I know you have a bunch of females in there too.
We do. We have Yanni.
Yeah, Johnny is crazy. I've rolled with her.
It.
Her De La Hiva is sick. So if you're out there, I remember I came to one of the classes one time and she was fucking me up. I'm what the hell, dude?
She's either 5-0 and 6-0 as an amateur, so she's killing it.
She's killing it. Yeah,
Heavy
I've been
hands.
following her. Yeah. Heavy hands. She's a great striker.
She's a strong.
Her jiu-jitsu is incredible.
Yeah, she's got great shutdown to wrestling game and stuff. It really keeps her head. And then Tati, she's coming up. I can't remember her record, but a very very advanced amateur. So she's going to be coming up into the pros eventually soon, hopefully in a year. But she's doing really well. We have Marissa, Poison Ivy.
Oh yeah, I haven't met her in person, but I think I've seen her.
She's
I
a killer.
follow her on Instagram.
She's a killer.
That's awesome.
She's Marissa Heckman. She's coming up, and she's fighting June 10th in Maverick.
Oh, nice.
Artist, the mayor, nicknamed the mayor. He knows everybody. So he's looking for a fight right now. Isaiah, we just have so many.
I call artist guts.
I want to say we have 15 people actively looking, and then.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you guys are constantly working there. That's awesome to hear that you're growing that program.
Yeah, it's very
And you're
good.
getting involved with the management stuff?
I'm just trying to use the things that I have grown in myself to help others, and I'm on the sidelines right now, so I'm here's how I can help and here's how I can help. So,
I mean, you have years in the game, so I think anyone that's with your team is very lucky to have you.
Thank you.
Just I'm lucky to have you as my co-host today.
I'm hoping, I'm hoping to help in any way I can, so I'm just trying.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
We got some Philly beers over here. I think, is New Belgium?
Actually, that is Colorado.
Oh, it's Colorado? All right, well, that's more appropriate for Brittney Elkin, then.
Colorado.
Looks like we got the fight girls in the ring right now, waiting for the fighters to get in there.
Probably getting all the last-minute touches, getting the crowd engaged.
Yeah, no doubt.
It looks like they have a pretty big crowd, though, tonight.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one. This is the first time that I've been at one of these Art of Wars at the Sheet Metal Union Hall in Philly.
Same.
And it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fights with 2. I think they're 2 pro fights, right?
No, I think I wrote down a couple notes. Let me see.
I think we have a lot of pro fights tonight.
Advanced AMI is the co-main, so the only pro is.
Oh, okay. So it's advanced amateur, then pro.
Yeah.
Great. Yep. And that's why I have Brittney here to correct my mistakes here. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty sick. So, Brittney, what's your like MMA background? Just in case
I have the
people
worst
don't know.
record ever. Except I fought
Oh my
all. I
God.
fought. I'm 3-7 as a pro, but I have fought very challenging opponents. As in my
Absolutely.
defense, I always stood up to challenge, and everybody that didn't want to fight, I said yes. So I just like always thought, you know, if I'm ready, I might as well, and if I can't find a reason to say no, then I better say yes. And it put me against some very tough opponents, but I like can't be mad. I've had an incredible career.
Yeah.
And I've got to meet so many incredible people because I did that. And I don't know, you can have a perfect career and fight nobodies, or you can have a really hard record and fight everybody. So like it's
or you could
whichever way
have
you
like
wanna
a
go.
mediocre record and get like permanent injury.
Yeah, totally.
You know?
I mean, like, there's so many options.
Yeah.
I just, my weight class is very challenging already at being a heavyweight woman, and so
No doubt.
I just never wanted to say no unless like I actually couldn't fight. So it put me up against a lot of big challenges, but it also like, God, I've had the coolest life ever. You know.
Yeah,
so,
no doubt.
Like,
You've been around.
very cool. So.
And you guys can definitely check out my podcast with Brittney. Just
Yeah,
look
we've
that
met
one up.
before.
Trades episode. Yeah, we'll have to do another one. Follow up.
Yeah. So there's a lot to talk about in MMA, and I mean, every fighter's journey is like incredible, like what they go through pre and post, and
Absolutely.
things outside of the fight camp that really like take a staple in that. So it's crazy.
Yeah. What about your jiu-jitsu? Because I know you do a lot of jiu-jitsu stuff too. The last time I saw you compete, I think was
against Jillian.
Yeah, that's wild, dude. Was that like sub out?
It was a finisher sub out, and I did get the finish. I defended that title 3 times. They just vacated the title because of my injury.
Yeah.
So they're gonna vacate that title, and that's okay, because then I can get it back. So it's all
Fuck
good.
yeah, dude.
But yeah, I'm was heavy active in jiu-jitsu as well as like when I was competing in MMA, which I think made me better in ways, but also like maybe worse in MMA because I was like trying to spread
Like
myself
min-maxing.
thin. Yeah, min-maxing, is a good way to put it. But now I'm just gonna be all jiu-jitsu, so fucking watch out.
Yeah, no doubt, dude.
And we'll see where I go with it. I'm probably got at least like 4 months of the recovery left.
Yeah.
Before I really put myself out there again.
Let's hear a little bit about your injury, right? So, like, you just had an eye surgery, actually.
So I went blind in my left eye.
That's crazy.
It was very alarming.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
This has happened to me before in a fight.
On your other eye.
My right eye, I got a thumb poke, and I went blind for 8 weeks while I was recovering. This one was an actual surgery needed. And the funny thing is my right eye, I can tell you exactly when it happened, and my left eye was more severe, and I have no idea when it happened.
More severe?
Absolutely.
Wow, that's crazy.
So
and you just kind of woke up with it, like messed
I
up.
woke up, I started waking up with symptoms. And then, so just so you guys know, if you ever have any daze or haze in your eyes, it's very severe.
Yeah.
They said
it might not be allergies.
It might not be allergies. I thought it was allergies. They said that I was walking around with torn retina a detached retina for like a month. So then I unfortunately have lost a lot of eyesight in my left eye. I am working to get it back. And
how do you help it come back? Gotta eat carrots.
Yeah, I'm fucking drinking carrot too. No, just like time, I guess. And then the reality is it's gonna be permanent. And I'm just going to adjust, and it is scary. So, like, we are in a, like, one thing that people maybe on the outside don't realize is we are facing. Oh, shit.
Yo, Steve, come here. This guy just beat my ass.
Steve, we love Steve.
Best looking grappler on the East Coast. Great to see you.
Let's give it.
Can't see you with me, sir.
Steve Joachim in the house. Another podcast guest. Incredible athlete, Steve Joachim. Take it easy on him. Grab a sticker. Grab some stickers. But yeah, man.
Last thing on that is like.
Gotta love seeing one of my favorite grapplers.
Oh, we love Steve. Steve's killing it.
Steve just beat the shit out of me like 2 days ago.
Do you know Steve is young, always in a good mood, always ready to go against a challenging opponent.
He's an inspiration, honestly. Like, I'm not even trying to hype him up because enough people hype him up. But honestly, every time I roll with him, he gets better.
Is a hype. Yeah.
He's
always willing to go against people that say no. The adult slayer who has ripped off people's legs, he's like, let's set it up. So he's
Is that a match coming up?
He just did it.
Who won? I didn't even see that.
Just by like, I don't even know what they could even say won. It was so fair and it was so back and forth. It was a finishers like 15-minute match. And it was so close, it was hard to really say who won. But the adult slayer took it.
Damn.
But there was
a beast, dude.
Yeah.
That kid's crazy.
He's very
I'm trying
talented.
to have him on the podcast. Find me, motherfucker.
I think you should definitely have him on the podcast. He's very
I've been trying
talented.
to line it up. He's just far, man. New York.
But he's willing to make the drive.
I'll bring him out.
Bring him out when he's already coming out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'll be like, all right, you just fought at finishers, and you need a shower, and I have a shower at my crib.
He'll do it. He likes. I think he's like somebody to really keep an eye on. He's doing risky business, and he's also not saying sorry because we also
see the video where he blew oh my god.
It's kind of like everybody wants to like scold him. But really, we signed the waivers, and this is what.
Yeah, I mean, like you have the opportunity to tap. Have you ever broken an opponent in competition?
I think in jiu-jitsu, yes.
Yeah.
In MMA, it's like maybe not. I've been through a lot of overcomings, but I've never broken a knee like he has, or like.
Oh man, not like that. I broke a foot with a straight ankle before, and I remember like feeling it like Velcro, and I'm like, dude, tap.
Well, he's kind of a trailblazer on. He's a young kid.
With incredible technique.
Yeah,
too.
He's got incredible technique, and I think sometimes he's underestimated because of his age. And
absolutely.
But he's doing big things, so I think their match was incredibly awesome. You can rewatch it on Flow Grappling if you want to, and Finishers puts on great matches. So
absolutely, man. Shout out to Zach. Mazzolini and Makovsky, all them Zachs up there. I fucking love every Zach that comes out of 10th place.
Yeah, very many Zachs out there.
I know. I think
we're getting close to starting here. I think we're still announcing sponsors and
sponsors and stuff going on. But this is a good chat. I like this conversation we're having. Yeah. So let's go back a little bit. Tell me a little bit more about like the injury, and we kind of like got tangential because we saw Steve.
So one thing that happens in fighting is sometimes we're used to grazing over actual injuries. Like we're like, oh, I'm tough. I can get through this. I'm just gonna fight through it. And that's kind of the mentality I'm raised on. Is like, oh, I'm not really hurt. I'm not human. Which I found out I was. And
that's how it goes, dude.
I'm lucky to have had 15 years in MMA, so that if I can't move anything forward, I have a lot to reflect on. This is a major injury. I will get corrective glasses. I'm very thankful. A lot of people are born with this bad a sight, so I'm just thankful I have this much.
Yeah, like you started with 20/20.
Yeah,
right?
I had 20/20 in both eyes, so I'm lucky that I still have a peripheral vision. But yeah, anything I actually am looking for headgear sponsorships because I'm like, headgear is really important. We train every day. Be as protective as you can, even though it sucks. It's like if you want to have a long-term career, you need to take precautions.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to like get the amateurs in headgear because they're just starting, and we want them to have the longest career that they can, the safest, healthiest, when you're putting yourself in combatives. And then, I'm just working my way back. I'm wearing sports goggles in training, and
that's smart,
mostly because I can't take like an eyelid drag or I can't take a poke. So you can bump me I'm not allowed to take hits right now, like actually hits.
Yeah, like concussion. Yeah, concussive force.
And I'm a month out, so I understand. But
so you got, what was the surgery? Was it like?
I got a buckle, which they reattached my retina, and I have a developed scar tissue, so I'm seeing through scar tissue. It's a common surgery in combatives. But not too common that you don't, you're not hearing about it every day.
Yeah.
My biggest thing is if you think and you have a voice in your head that says, hey, something's not right, let's listen to it. Because mine did, and I didn't listen, and I'm in the position of retire or not. So my advice to the fighters is listen to your internal narrative, and if it says, let's take a look at this, let's take a look, because you're doing combatives, so
100%.
Take care of yourself. You're not unhuman, but you're strong, so you might look past this signal, and even though we're tough, we still have to watch out, for ourselves. So
100%. What's the healing time on a retina
so my end day of progression is June 5th. They're going to discuss. So I went in on April Fool's Day.
That's when April 1st.
April Fool's is when I went to the ER, and I was calling my mom, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm not trying to alarm you, but I'm going blind." And she's like, "Are you kidding?"
Shit.
And I was like, "No, it's not a joke."
What a conversation.
Yeah. So, April Fool's Day I went in. Today is May 16th or 12th. So it's been over a month. They say it's the retina's the slowest healing thing, so it'll be 2 months healing before.
Yeah. Awesome. Well,
we're getting into our first fight.
We got our first fight.
Our only women's fight on the card.
We have Vicky Fontaine versus Eden Stieber.
So is Eden in here, or?
I think Eden's who just came.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to listen.
We were talking to Jillian, and she's the matchmaker, and she said that Eden is
Grindhouse, right?
Grindhouse. She did have her debut. She's looking to come back off of a loss, and then we have Vicky, who is a debut out of, I can't say this right, Consanola.
Karmasala, it looks like?
Yeah, it's
I think if I had to guess, just because I happen to work with Ground Zero, who's a similar promotion to Art of War, I think Eden is the first one. They usually go right to left for the walkouts. So Vicky's approaching right now.
Right. Very tall. Vicky's tall.
Oh, man, dude. Vicky's super vascular, too. Very probably low fat, high muscle density.
130-pound weight class. So.
That's correct. I'm hyped.
Great way to start the night. With the girls fight.
Yeah, let's go.
I also love the 2 doors because it lets both fighters be comfortable entering the cage.
Yeah, I think that's really awesome as well. Yeah, that's Eden.
Yep.
And then we have Vicky over here. Cool.
Okay. Both fighters in black. Shin guards. Okay, so we have the blue and the red. Easy to find.
Yeah. Good call there.
Easy
I was
to
like,
find.
oh man, how are we gonna identify?
I know. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, we got some tape on them with the shin guards. You spar a lot with the shin guards and stuff?
Most sparring isn't with shin guards. Yeah, you want to stay safe. We do some light, wrestling sparring at the end with small gloves, and we do remove the shin guards, and it's just like a courtesy to take care of each other, and
100%.
But they're growing as fighters here, so they're going to test a few limits, and the state of Pennsylvania requires it. I grew up in a state that didn't, so.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Like your first MMA fight, you didn't wear any protection?
No, there was no. The only difference was elbows. So this is fun to watch. They're right off the gate, going
looks
high.
Like Eden had a
high
nice
volume
kick and some good strikes to the head.
Eden's throwing.
Vicky there.
Vicky's moving forward for sure.
Vicky's very aggressive, but Eden's kind of, I think, has the higher number of strike connections so far.
Yeah, definitely a lot of
nice cage wrestling. Do you guys train a lot of like wall wrestling and stuff at
We
Finishers?
do a lot of wall wrestling. I think Zach does a good job of including that into our training regimen. I'm sure all schools do. Right now, they're definitely going in the under-over, switching
nice.
dominacy.
Yeah, it looks like Vicky's got her. Oh,
those knees.
man, a lot of good reversals. Like, it's hard to say who's winning on this one.
Back, forth.
And it's a 2-minute match, right?
Moves so fast in those 2 minutes.
Rounds.
Yeah.
2 out of 3?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So much to learn in these new bouts for the fighter.
Yeah.
How they want to start.
Oh, nice knee from Eden. So you said you didn't have any shin guards. What protection did you have as an amateur?
I started, my first fights were in South Dakota. And
South Dakota?
Yeah, they didn't even have a commission back then. So
wow.
like, it was a total different.
Like uncommissioned.
Yeah, it was like 15 years ago. So this is progressive for sure.
Yeah.
Seeing all these things to protect your fighter, and I don't know how I feel about it, but I grew up a different way, so I have different views. But I do know that they're developing skills in this stage, so you want them as safe.
What are some of your views? Like, do you think it's a good idea to have like the shin guards?
Sometimes I can see both sides of the fence in this. Yeah. Like, there's an argument to letting the fighter develop skills as they're learning how to take damage, and but I grew up country. I grew up like, let's sink or swim. This is for you or it's not. Yeah. And so I think there's different strokes for different folks.
Absolutely.
I am, if I said my true belief, it is let them fight. They're fighting the same skill and they're fighting the same caliber, but we're in Pennsylvania where the rules are different. A lot of states keep these rules to protect the fighters as they're developing. Who am I to say what's right? That's the way I was brought up, so that's all I know.
I feel
you know what I mean?
You know what's in it? Like, I think it was this year the first time I did like MMA sparring with the shin guards on.
Okay.
Because some of my training partners and myself decided, hey, let's up it with some kicks. Because normally we just do like hand striking and stuff like that. Yeah. But you can't do many leg attacks to someone who has that, because that allows you so much defense to like leg locks in jiu-jitsu.
And now I'm pretty sure in this stage of amateur they don't allow it anyway.
Yeah,
in
right.
Leg attacks. I think it does like inhibit like the grappling side of fighting. You go for takedowns and stuff, which they don't allow ground and pound to the head in this stage either.
Yeah.
See, these are things that I don't know. I don't know if they help or hurt the fighter, because you will run into these skills later, and if you're only used to, it's a hard line to say what's right. I grew up as, let's fight, let's just fight, and if you're up against a debut versus debut, is it okay?
Are both of these girls debut fighters?
1-0 versus an 0-0. I believe that Vicky's an 0-0.
0-1, it looks like.
Excuse me, 0-1. Yeah, so the skills are developing. They're doing a great job, but they're evenly matched. It looks like they're both evenly matched, so I think it's okay.
Shout out to Jillian for doing
good job, Jillian.
Yeah.
Great strikes on that jab with.
Oh man, Vicky had a heavy.
They really have the crowd engaged too.
I know, it's awesome. Are you warming up?
I'm not as cold as I was now. I'm like getting a little warmer. You see Vicky moving really forward no matter what she takes. And she's
I like that. Like, she's very aggressive. I wonder, like, what her main martial art is.
It looks striking. I feel like she's probably developed in striking quite a bit. Both of them, actually. Man.
Heavy punches.
Those 2 minutes fly by.
And Eden has great counter striking, too.
And both of them are staying in it. You know, there's nobody backing down.
It's great.
Great match.
in your experience, how do a lot of amateur fights like result from like a stoppage? Like, do they happen from submissions or usually from like a knockout?
I think mostly when the limits are tested and like in amateur, you're like still developing. Can I go further than this? And you know, sometimes you're like saying no, and then you reflect and you're like, oh man, I could have totally moved forward in this. And that's what this league is about.
Yeah,
is feeling that out. I think maybe stoppages because of unknown territory, but I don't know. I think it's like right now in this stage, I think it's like just beat. Not only are you feeling what you can take, you're feeling what you can dish out, and it's just a learning experience overall in this stage. I don't know what is the stopping point.
Yeah.
Testing limits. Debuts are always balls to the wall.
Yeah. You're seeing their main skills come out and like at 100%. That's about it.
I think also they're like, I haven't ever been hit like this before. So,
no.
You know. This is a step up from sparring for sure. So
yeah. Mad props to both of these girls though. Oh man.
They're both just continuously moving forward.
And a lot of like cage wrestling. Do you ever do like just rounds of cage wrestling?
Sometimes hours of just cage wrestling from different scenarios.
It's crazy cardio.
I struggle a lot on the cage. It's just hard to set up my delivery. So what she's doing here, she's keeping her body angled to the side of
Eden is?
No,
right?
I think Eden is Eden. I think if she got her shoulders off the cage, she'd do better. I think Vicky.
So you don't want to be flat. You're saying.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think it's a benefit to stay flat on the cage. You got to keep an angle so you can have an exit. You know.
Yeah.
If Eden stays flat, then Vicky's winning. And but she's reversing it. Great here. So. The cage is a definite tool to success.
Man, they're fighting right on the Bard of all trades post too.
Oh, look at that! You're gonna get some good pictures off this.
I hope so. Tag your boy.
These girls are definitely putting in a solid camp, obviously, because they're going through a lot right now.
Absolutely, they are. Ooh, Vicky just took a vicious, that was like a nice straight strike jab from Eden.
They are definitely in this fight.
From now, if you were a judge, how would you call it? Pretty tough, huh?
The only thing I can say, I do think it's a tough call. I think that Eden has stayed a little bit more in control. Instead of just walking forward, but
more significant strikes from Eden.
Did they call it just now? I think they called it just now.
No, I think that was it. It's only 2-minute
Oh,
rounds.
but it was only 2 rounds, wasn't it?
I don't know. I think it was 3.
Was it? Oh my God! It goes by so fast. It goes by fast. Oh! I don't know. In my opinion, I think Eden took that, but
I think she had more significant strikes.
Moving forward,
I loved Vicky's aggression.
Vicky was right in that game. She was definitely taking charge of you're not gonna just run me over. So it's
keep them hands up.
I wonder what the judges will say.
Yeah. What do you think about? I know I chatted a little bit about this with Zach, but there's a lot of different methods to approach an MMA fight. He was saying, if you're a kicker, you fight more straight up and down, which leaves you vulnerable to striking. And if you're a boxer, you have a lot more mobility on the feet. And if you're a grappler, you're looking to get inside. So it's very interesting, to see the different elements of different fighting techniques.
Your stance is really a tool to the game plan. If you can attack their vulnerabilities, in your stance is definitely a thing. I don't know if you can kind of use trickery to change your stance look to be I'm looking like a grappler right now, but I'm a striker or anything. It definitely changes the game and how you hold your carry,
How do you tend to fight?
I'm definitely grappler heavy, so I stand to like a heavy forward stance.
Do you keep hands up though? Like, are you very conscious
I
of your
use a
defense?
post a lot.
Oh, that's cool.
I use a post a lot to like not let them gauge or like feel my distance. I like strike in with a post, I thought Eden would take this.
Yep,
she was
looks like she
definitely
did.
being
Giant congrats to Eden, man.
she was good job.
Yeah, great fight, man.
That was a good
an awesome
fight. They did awesome.
Hot start.
This was a good one. Great way to open the fights.
That's awesome.
And both fighters look like they're fine to go on to the next. So.
Yeah, definitely. No significant injuries out of that. It was a very fun exchange.
But heavy hands, and for
Mad
sure.
props to both of them.
I'm sure there's a couple of bruises that were leaving this cage on tonight on that.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Tell me about like the day after a fight. Like, what do you feel like?
You know, like
shit?
when you walk out of the cage, you have so much support usually. Like all your people are waiting there to tell you that they watched you and they saw you, so you don't always feel all these like agonies. Yeah. But the next day, you can not only have a bruised ego, but like actually be like throbbing. So. It's good to take care of yourself and like take a couple weeks off. You go through a super tight 8-week camp, 2 weeks of relieving, even though you're dying to get back in there to celebrate your victory. Yeah, it's good to take that time to like let your wounds heal, lick your wounds, and also like rekindle the fire that like got you to go in there in the first place. So. I think after the fight, you take in all that praise and take in all that good feeling and hold it as tight as you can in your recovery so that you have another fuel to go into the next camp. So
awesome. Cool. Well, I think we're on to our next match. We have a Andre Ruiz versus Jared Jones.
You just combined that.
I know, that was weird. I definitely haven't been drinking.
Oh, a couple. Yeah. Got that 9.5 on me right now. Oh, my God.
Shout out to Brittney for recommending the hazy IPAs.
Well,
what is it about a hazy IPA that you like? I've been into
color,
sours
the
lately.
taste.
Yeah, they're good.
They're good, and the drinkability. I grew up on.
Drinkability is real.
I grew up on shitty pilsners, and I love them. I'm country, like give me an Old Mill any day. But I don't know. It's just something about the like. It's a good pee when you have to pee it out. It's like,
Do you like wheat beers?
I hate
like this
wheat
is
beers.
New Belgium. I love the Fat Tire. That's my shit.
I love Fat Tire, but that's not wheat. That's amber.
Oh, all right, fair enough.
Yeah,
fair
no,
enough. Damn,
wheat.
You know your shit.
Yeah. Oh.
Brittney's a bartender, by the way. Where do you bartend?
I bartend at Race Cafe in Old City, Philly, and I bartend at Stooges Allentown for sure. And I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
I love the cold pyro, giving the fighters a little electricity in here.
That shit's super cool. I'm about to go buy that right now. I know you guys can't see it, but that was the coolest shit ever.
It's nice. It's a good walkout.
Yeah, they have a device that shoots fireworks. It's very interesting. Technology's amazing.
Well, it's Cold Spark, it's called Cold Spark. Yeah, it's so that nothing starts on fire indoors.
I don't know. That looks kind of dangerous to me.
Well, it's like indoor safe. Cold Spark. I've used it before.
We're Googling it.
Cold Spark.
ColdSpark.com.
I don't know if it's ColdSpark.com, but Cold Spark.
All right.
Oh, you're finding shoes.
Yeah, I'm finding shoes somehow. Anyway, I'll look into it later. Very curious
Maybe
about
Cold
it,
Spark Pyro.
Oh,
so now we have Jared coming into the cage. Andre's in there. These guys are tall for 140. Both of them are.
Yeah, that guy looks like diet artist.
Yeah, he does look like skinny artist.
Yeah.
Looks
like we have Jared Jones from NPR Endurance. That's one of Jillian's guys.
Okay.
Versus Andre Ruiz out of
What is this? Let me see my terrible handwriting.
Predator Jim?
Predator RTS.
Nice.
He looks like he's 19 years old. He's 1-2. Maybe lost a split decision, coming for to avenge that. And then we got Jared's 0-1. He took this fight on 1 week notice, Jillian said.
Props to Jared for taking this on short notice to replace another fighter. What's your opinion on that? I think like a lot of jiu-jitsu fighters are like, fuck it, 1 week notice, I can do that.
I feel
like MMA, it's got to be way different.
It's such a battle or entanglement. It's like, I want to prepare for the exact fight. I need 8 weeks, and then you put all this stress on your camp, and you're like, the weight cut, the sponsors, and then there's this like dive into the 1 week fight. There's like no worry. It's like, this is just what I do. I'm going to show up to another thing. So I think it's a give and take. It depends on your mentality in that moment and if you can take it on. I think that's
very wise of you to say like your mentality in that moment. So have you ever taken like a short notice fight?
I did. I took a Bellator fight on 2 weeks notice. I had to cut 32 pounds in 2.5 weeks. And
that's
I did it.
Crazy.
But that's the stress of these like short notice fights. So look at that straight takedown. He goes straight.
Awesome. So that's Andre.
But you know what? Jared did a great job shutting that down.
He did, and
he's going straight into but then on his back.
Right,
so Andre is going to go into the top point. Yeah, I think the only thing is like you get that long camp. You can have a solid game plan. You have a plan A, plan B, plan C. You've watched video, and you really feel confident. Sometimes the unknown is also a weird confidence because you're like, I'm ready for anything. So taking those.
How did your fight that you took short notice go?
It went amazing, but the weight cut really impeded in the second round.
Because was the hardest part of it.
I cut so much weight quickly.
How did you do it?
I lost in the second round to a TKO because I went for a takedown, got shut down almost like he just did.
Damn.
And I didn't have the energy to come back up. I cut so much weight. But, you know, like right here.
How did you cut the weight?
I did boiled chicken for...
Every day.
Yeah, boiled chicken every day, 2 gallons of water every day, and I cut, I think, 12 pounds water and major time on the cardio machines. The thing about those short notice fights is you stop working on your fight and you start working on the weight cut, which can take your mental out of the fight. Right here, we look like both fighters are super engaged in this fight. Like
these
fast.
guys. Oh, God.
Jared's fast for being. A straight takedown. He got his
very technical from these guys. What do you think? I think they're very technical for amateurs.
For being in shin guards and doing those kind of like sweep the leg takedowns.
Yeah.
They're adjusting well with the gear they're in.
Yeah. Ooh,
those rounds go by so fast, don't they? Andre did awesome taking Jared to his back at the end.
Yeah. Who got that ankle pick, the recovery? Was that?
I believe that was Andre. Well, Jared did the first. He engaged really quickly over the beginning.
2 minutes is so short.
It is.
It's so
fast.
hard to call.
It's like you're barely getting started when you get stopped to go sit down, but.
What do you think about the ring girls? Do you think there should be ring guys for the girl fights?
I think that they have done successful ring guys. I think that they serve their purpose.
Successful ring guys.
Well, Invicta did.
Really?
Invicta has several times, and I believe some other promotions. No Mercy in Denver did ring guys, and they took their local UFC guys. I think everybody has fun with that.
Yeah.
I do think they serve a purpose. It's one thing that we have to remember, it's a performance. There's a lot of different characters in the performance. Everybody here is coming to be entertained, so we have to keep these moments live. And as we have people resting, we need physicality adjustments, and those ring girls serve their purpose. They work on that. So
yeah, absolutely.
We got a cup issue here. Looks like we got a displacement. Solid. We're solid now. We're ready to go.
There we go. All right.
I'm going to say right now that Jared's definitely not coming in showing any signs of like 1 week disadvantage. You know, he looks ready.
He's very ready.
He's ready to fight.
Yeah.
That front kick was nice too.
Yeah, these guys have very like intense. Both of them very intense energy, and very like reactive. Like no one's getting the best of each other with like any surprise stuff. It's very cool.
Well, we have stance switches here, so it's showing a very advanced amateur, even though these guys are just debuters or close to debut.
Did you see that really far reach punch from Andre? What was
look at that setup for the takedown and the shutdown. You know, a lot of things I will say is like fighters now train as pros, even in their young amateur career, so they're showing a lot of abilities and a lot of advanced techniques that we didn't see 10 years ago, so it's like really fun to watch.
Yeah. It looks like Jared almost conceded the wall to the floor. Did you see that? He kind of like gave it. He's like, I don't want to be on the wall. I want to go to the floor.
Maybe he has a plan.
I hope
Sinking him into a trap. We do have that heavy shoulder pressure across his chin, excuse me, that like really like shuts down that move forward moment for Jared. But he's coming up. Could be setting up a triangle or an arm bar. It looks, oh wow, that was close. He did a great job. Good job shutting that down off of Andre's side. He like recognized that. Obviously, they're back on their feet.
Yeah. What's your opinion? Like, you sparred in the shin guards and stuff before.
They can really impede like your like locking up ability. You know.
Oh, like even for a triangle?
I think sometimes it goes both ways. Like they can really make it tighter, or they can like not allow you to like really lock that in. So
what's like a submission that they help with?
They could maybe help with like movability. You know, skin gets really slick in these moments, and like if you don't have any kind of texture like indifference, so you can slide right out of something. So they can hold tight. I do think it's harder to get to that tighter position because there's that like cloth between. I think there's a give and take. I don't think they're necessary, but that's coming from an country raised woman.
I find that they add like a ridiculous like buff to straight ankle defenses. Well, like you are not straight ankling anyone that's wearing shin guards. It's not going to happen.
It's just like a wrestling shoe. It really changes the the dynamic of the submission. It can either hold you there or like hold you from getting it.
Yeah.
I don't know. In my opinion, if they're up against the same matched opponent, let's just let them fight. Like what are but
that's an interesting perspective. Like if they're the same skill level.
Well, like if it's
it's not like you're protecting it from a higher level of opponent.
Yeah, it's not like we're letting like a doomsday guy come in or a doom cloud come in. Now, I don't know. I am not in the position to say that was a great strike, shutting down that like forward move. Ooh, wow, we got a great fight here. Look at all this skill. Like, this is what I'm saying. These guys are obviously training with pros. They're obviously...
I've seen worse pro fights.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, these guys obviously have skills. They're probably putting in a ton of work with their upper leagues in the game.
So it looks like Jared, who's on the cage, has an overhook.
So Jared probably, he reversed it with using that like Thai head crank.
Yeah, he like had
Andre keeps diving for those. He must be somewhat of a ground.
Right?
Yeah, I feel like Jared's really kind of like shutting down a lot of his attempts. We have another dive, and every time Jared's really setting into that hip pressure on the back of Andre's neck. Andre's getting tired, it looks like, a little bit from all those attempts.
I just saw him like
he had a hard time getting back up, and Jared with the shutdown. He's like preying on him as he's stepping
Jared
in.
Threw a fucking wild haymaker. If that would have connected, that might have been it.
Andre's coming in, and Jared's countering nice on that. He's tiring out Andre, knees to the body.
Ready for it.
This is a brutal match,
left here.
and truly, I think Jared's won this one. I don't know.
This round, I think so.
This round, yeah.
Was that all 3?
It goes so fast. I'm having a hard time keeping up. It looks like we might be at the end of the fight.
I think Jared definitely won the last one.
Jared did awesome.
Tough call
They
on
both
the
did
other
awesome. This was
that was
it was that was a great fight. And
was this a good day off?
Yeah. I'm sorry. It was a good day off.
That's awesome. No. Talk more.
I'm like talking to your ear off.
No, I need you to talk too much. That's what I have the MMA fighters in here to co-host with me. Let me know in the comments. So what do you guys think of Brittney Elkin? I think she's one of the best co-hosts around. I'm going to bring her back. I'm
cold.
Sure.
Is it? I'm like, I'm cold.
We'll make sure we have a heater on the floor next time.
I need a little heater.
Brittney, unfortunately, we only had one female fight on the card.
I know, what a bummer. But looks like we have so far the first 2 fights were really, really great matched up. They're stripping those shin guards off. That's the thing too, is like your blood is pumping in these fights, and those shin guards and those extra padding can become restricting. It's almost like, when you tie a tourniquet. When you're
dude.
I feel like sometimes after a fight, my hands are so heavy, like they're
taped?
pumping. Yeah.
How long can you have your shit taped before it becomes
I'm
a legit
telling you,
problem?
So I've been in commissions that require hand wraps, and I've been in commissions that don't.
Bellator does, right?
It depends on the state.
Okay.
So I have been in the commissions where they don't require you to wrap your hands under MMA gloves, and I'm so thankful. But when they do require
you prefer that?
I prefer it.
Yeah.
But I'm a grappler,
Oh, that makes sense.
But anytime that I have my hands wrapped, I am telling my corner, have those scissors ready, cut these wraps off. My hands are like in throbs.
Yeah. All right,
who do you think you got it? I think that Jared won this one.
Jared definitely got the last round.
I feel like he shut down a lot of Andre's attempts.
And I could have seen a knockout from that one haymaker.
Yeah, he was preying on that coming in. I feel like Andre was coming in and Jared was waiting, and he planted his feet and smoked him. So. Oh wow, I was wrong. Andre won that. Congratulations to him.
Well, he definitely had a strong dominance in the beginning. The crowd's upset about that one, man.
They must have saw what I saw.
That last round, he was definitely gassing out.
I feel like he was diving and gassing, but, the judges obviously are trained to see other things. I will say, looks like Serb is talking to the announcer right now. I don't know. But,
man, that was a great battle.
It was a great battle. And not to ever, pick one over the other. That was just the way I saw the fight. The refs obviously know what they're doing, too.
Yeah.
And
we were chatting a lot in the earlier rounds.
Yeah.
But we were paying attention a lot to that last round. And that's kind of why I was thinking Jared for that one. That was an awesome fight, though. Both of those guys, like we said, I've seen worse pro fights.
Yeah.
And they were on
fight.
top of their game. And
great fight.
I think Jared, for, like you said, 2.5 weeks notice?
It's pretty incredible to come
man.
in
Props
that
to the
strong
man,
of a fight.
Jones.
Yeah.
Great
fight.
That was a very close fight. Could have went either way.
Yeah. I might snag another one of those. And that's my last one. Maybe.
We got a few.
Sorry.
No, drink more. It's less weight for me to haul out of here. All right. Looks like our next match is Steven Rodriguez versus Christopher
and
Frank.
Steven Rodriguez is out of
Zero BJJ, which actually is a sauce team, Jim. I'm a Valley Jiu-Jitsu guy sauce team. So that's an affiliate of mine, so I'm going to have a little bit of a soft spot for the man.
You're for Steven. You're ready.
Yeah. I mean, right out the gate, but I do know some web MMA guys.
Oh, yeah, Webb. Webb is awesome.
Jonathan
has done a ton for fighters in the area, too.
There's a ton of web guys in the Illuminati Grappling Club that I've been going to. Oh, my God,
yeah.
And so this is going to be a good one for me.
It's such a small circle. We all know each other,
The Pennsylvania MMA community, it's Like,
Yeah.
we're tight.
Yeah.
We're
It's
tight.
like, and we got each other's backs. You know, we're like,
Absolutely.
I've sweat with this guy. I'm gonna take care of him. He's coming out to
Absolutely.
the what? God, I just lost this. Dexter. This is the Dexter
Is
walk.
it the theme? That's
This is a
funny.
Dexter theme song.
That's
he's coming out
awesome.
to, so he's must be a killer.
That's awesome.
Steven.
And this is his debut?
What did I write down there? Debut, yeah, from Zero BJJ. It looks like a debut. It said that he's a purple belt, and now we have Christopher coming out, Web BJJ, second Art of War fight. He's a grappler, 1-1. So one of these fights wasn't with Art of War.
We're gonna see some jujitsu. We're gonna see some jujitsu, Brittney.
Hopefully,
I'm hyped.
see what this guy's got. With a name like Frank as a last name, he's got to be frank about his moves.
Absolutely.
It's always fun watching the fighters come into the cage. You know how many people care about them and how many people are here to support them as they're walking in the cage.
Yeah.
Like, you have standing audience and people ready to support their fighter that they work with. So this is always the nice part for me
I've
to
never
see.
walked into a ring. So tell me, like, what do you like as a fighter? Like, you like to hear the crowd going wild?
A lot
Like,
of
what do you
times
like?
the music you pick is what you were listening to in the fight camp, like when you're running the treadmills, when you're doing that spikes the
Even
hair
in the
growth.
back room, maybe?
Yeah, you're like listening to what you were listening to with your headphones on as you were getting ready for your spar.
Almost
so,
like a ritual.
so it's like yeah, exactly. So maybe the Dexter guy, you know, they're getting ready for what calms them in this static moment. So
That's very interesting that you say what calms them.
yeah,
I actually found, like, I did a Naga recently.
yeah.
And I lost because I was listening to metal, like, into my first match. And then that was my Nogi match. And I was like, I'm going to leg lock everybody.
You're dumping
and then
all
I lost my points because I adrenaline dumped.
You're adrenaline dumping.
And then I listened to my chill music, and that was the first time I ever injured an opponent in competition.
You can almost take a nap before if you're like calm, you know, and relax your body. And I feel
It calms your heart, right? Your heart rate is
I think it takes a minute to feel. You have to go through these experiences to see how you want to really enter. And I like to put
you
on.
like to be calm as you walk in.
Yeah. I like to be ready but calm, like not hyper worked up. And
Yeah.
I feel you can get lost in your mind if you're thinking too fast right off the bat. I mean, you got to be ready, but.
Absolutely.
And we're
All
off.
right, here we go.
Oh, straight for the takedown. Stefan goes, and he gets right back up. Christopher Frank.
That's tough. Okay, there we go. A lot of people standing in our way
Still in
here.
the shin guards. These guys are moving, though. The under-over, see how he has his shoulder in the center of his chest? He controls, but the guillotine is... He put his head right in the guillotine. It does set up a takedown.
Ooh, it's an arm-in guillotine.
He sucked in that guillotine. He needed to pass his leg to the other side to, like...
Well, let me ask you
hopefully
this.
you
With
try
your MMA gloves, you think the arm-in guillotine's good? Because I find in my experience it's
I
not.
find the arm-in guillotine good. Some people
For
don't like...
control. Can you finish it?
I think so.
Yeah?
I feel like it is...
He's got it deep. It looks deep.
Wow, he went right into it. It's too bad he didn't get that leg on the other side. He
bow
really
from Steven.
good
Wow.
job, Steven.
Wow.
Good job. Also, good job to Christopher. He went straight for what he wanted. It's too bad he couldn't pass the leg to the other side so he could get out of that guillotine. But look, his camp's there to tell him he's okay, and he's
Damn,
gonna.
you called that. I was like, you can't finish that. Yes, you can, Brad. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Wow. That shit was deep. But
It was.
I don't know.
Well, what helped it is sometimes a guillotine can set up their takedown for your opponent. You lock in a guillotine without the legs wrapped. You could be set up in a double leg, no problem. You're passing into the Von Flu.
Yes.
Where
from top?
Yeah. So
Wow,
if
I
you
didn't
can
even
get the legs
think
on
about
if somebody snatches up a guillotine and you can get both legs on the other side, you're right in
the
an
Von Flu
advantage.
coach, Yeah.
but if they wrap their legs around is where you got to start a second battle and getting out. So,
wow,
he did a great job there.
Is that what he did? He was.
Well, he dove
right
into the. I feel like Christopher Frank dove into that double leg, grabbed a single, and Stefan snatched right into that guillotine. He wrapped his legs around successfully, which really like stopped Frank from moving forward. What you want to do in those, if somebody goes for a guillotine on that, you want to pass both legs to one side, keeping your head on one side and creating a T with your body with your legs on the other side.
Yeah,
when they wrap their legs, it's a different exit. So great job by both fighters being aggressive.
That was awesome right out the gate. Short fight, but
those are the nice wins.
Yeah.
Nobody's hurt.
Yeah, right? Now they can wake up tomorrow with like minimal brain damage.
Maybe more ego damage than brain damage.
Yeah.
Great job, though.
That's easier to heal, though, the ego.
Ego's not easy to heal.
No, you don't think so?
No way. I've definitely cried my eyes out when nobody's looking. You know, we all put on this image or persona of who we want to be. Our nickname is the big bad whatever, and our nickname is the big bad wolf, and we get smoked in 30 seconds. It's a hard pill to swallow sometimes, so the ego can be the hardest to overcome.
No doubt. What was your like most brutal like win that you've had on someone when you dominated?
When Clarissa beat me.
Oh, but like what about for you when you did?
Man, I've been on a losing streak for a long time. One of my most I think Gabby Holloway I beat. She just fought Chris Cyborg in boxing.
Wow.
I beat Gabby Holloway with like a neon back-to-back take.
So tell me about that. Like, how do you like take a dominant position? And, like, because I feel like when your adrenaline's firing in there, you're like, fuck, and it's like,
it's such an oddity because it just happens, you say, but you develop that happening over the camp. You're like preying on this. That girl goes to half guard. She leaves her, neck exposed. I would think I was worse at game planning back then, so I can't tell you my developmental skill, but like when you see these wins and you can see pure skill, it's not just a happening, it's practice. These guys are like game planning for that dive darce, they're game planning for all that. So I don't know how you could put that into words other than a lot of time in the gym. Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Like, what are, like, if you had to categorize a camp in, like, 3 categories, like, what are the biggest pieces of a fight camp leading up to a big MMA fight?
Your opponent's strengths, your opponent's weaknesses.
So, like, your team studies your opponent.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta know how your opponent moves and moves into their moves. What you see and what your predictability to see into their moves. Like, what are they showing as they get to their advances? So, I think that's a definite significance. What are your strengths and weaknesses? How do you play into them? Having backup plans is a huge thing. Like I'm the strongest on the ground, but I can't get him there. What is my backup plan? Plan B is I'm pretty strong on the fence. I got to get him there. Plan C is we can't get anything I want. How do I set up a diversion to get there? So
nice.
I don't know. Like per fighter, it's going to be different.
Yeah. Do you find that it's different for like? Obviously, it's different from every martial art, but like, how different is it from MMA to like Jiu-Jitsu? Is it vastly different?
Jiu-Jitsu, you can be on your back and still be winning. So it's a different assessment of skills for sure. And a lot of those guys that are on their back are winning. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
where
exactly.
MMA, not the case.
You think like being on your back is definitely like?
I feel like judges see it as a loss. I feel like that you're open to ground and pound. You're open to not all kinds of striking abilities, but you're also vulnerable to so many things. Like I'm advancing on you. I'm staying in control of a lot of different things. So I don't think, even though like you might be in control on your back on the ground in MMA, you're not viewably in control. It definitely impedes on the judges.
Yeah. All right, well, it looks like the next fighters are in the cage now. We have Radidashishvili versus Nicholas Potter. Let me look at, I got your notes here.
What do we got here? How do you say his name?
Radidashvili.
He's 1-0 from Grindhouse.
Nice. James Booth.
He's a wrestler, and then we have Nicholas Potter. He's from Fusion Heavyweight debut.
Okay. So
he's a wrestler. It looks like both of them might be wrestlers, so we might see some big takedowns. Plus, these are big guys, so big downs, hopefully.
Big Boy Nation.
Maybe some setups. I'd like to see like a high crotch double or like anything like that would be nice.
Yeah.
With these big guys, it's always fun.
Yeah.
They're almost as tall as the cage.
I know. Do you often see like different rule sets in MMA? It seems like generally the same idea.
I know that Pennsylvania has a lot of those. Like, okay, so where I'm from, South Dakota, Colorado, they don't do these shin guards, and I think
the rules are like similar, right?
Yeah, what they're allowed and what they're not allowed per state is a huge difference. Like these guys can only ground and pound to the body.
Yeah.
They can't
but
ground
it's
and
always like judge decision. You never see like a points kind of thing.
We just got a nice takedown
I missed
there.
it. Damn.
The blue corner, which would
Roddy.
be Roddy. If they're both wrestlers, they're probably pretty good at getting off their back. So keeping him down is taking a lot of strength and.
Oh yeah, they're working. It's kind of tough to see. Oh, looks like we have a back tag.
Back up. He used that body weight to get back up.
Nicholas Potter with the recovery back on the feet for these guys.
And it looks like Roddy is just slightly taller, so maybe getting a little bit more precision on those hits too. He's really fucking up Nicholas's game, and we're done.
Yeah, it definitely looked. It looks like we have a TKO there. It looked a lot to me like
one-sided here. Yeah. We had. Roddy was definitely ready to go. Roddy was ready to potty.
A lot of like just kind of trying to recover his kind of situation.
I love the hat.
Yeah, Roddy was punishing him for sure.
He was.
Yeah, dominant victory from him.
Definitely
I love
in control.
the Khabib hat.
Yeah, it looks good. I love it. It's a good move.
Yeah. I wish I recognized that flag.
Things like this definitely keep you current. Like it's like, oh, he's the guy that did that. You know what I mean? Like these fans see you over and over again. They're gonna remember you for staple moves like this. So.
Yeah. No, I mean that was great. You saw Nicholas really conceding position as Roddy was really kind of like testing his way through and penetrating the defenses on Nicholas there.
Yeah.
Not the worst call I've ever seen.
No, it was time.
Yeah.
I think that Roddy was Roddy was definitely the victor in this for.
Yeah. Better that it get called there than end up in a knockout.
Later. Yeah. And Nicholas is probably going to grow from this. He'll be like, okay, this is what I need to build on.
Yeah.
So.
That's epic. Oh, looks like we got Brady in there. So I guess I think I have a theory that the Grindhouse guys are friends with the Martinez guys.
Okay. Okay.
Pat Brady in the ring there. We should circle the winners so we remember. Yeah, I usually do that, but I forgot to grab
Okay, so we had Roddy win.
Well, yeah, Roddy just won.
Steven. Or was it Frank?
It was Steven via Armin Guillotine. You called that on me. Then Andre.
Steven.
And Eden. That's correct. Andre won. Andre. Yeah, remember that one was the one where
So we have all blue corner wins right now.
And blue corner tearing it up.
Blue corner's the
Where
victor.
you at, red team? Where you at?
Is he talking to the corner right now?
Yeah. Pat Brady just went pro. He was fighting with Art of War.
Okay.
He's at Martinez BJJ.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like Art of War appears to be a feeder league for a lot of these pro leagues, which is really cool that I get to be involved with it.
Yeah. You get to see them from when they're MMA babies, and then they grow up.
It's a good time.
It is fun.
It's like maybe I could tap them out now, but then when they become pro, they shit on me.
I'm horrible with names, but I'm like, oh my god, I remember you from,
face.
You know what I mean?
And 100%.
So it makes it kind of fun to watch their development.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. But yeah, I was asking you before, have you ever seen a rule set where it's point MMA?
Where it's what?
Like points.
Oh,
I think that would be interesting.
I feel like Pennsylvania comes close to that.
Yeah?
Well, not points, but Pennsylvania definitely has an interesting rule set, and I think other things follow it. But they keep the regular amateurs to advanced amateurs, and it's similar to a point system in a sense, where you are calibrated, and then you can move on to pro. And actually, the commissions decides, which usually most fighters decide when they're this, you know what I mean? They sign on, but the commissioner stays very in close contact with where the fighter is. I don't know if that's right or wrong.
Yeah.
I have such a different upbringing, so
well,
I have
you know what you know.
I have a different perspective for sure, but I don't know. The points in MMA I don't think always make sense because so many things happen in a fight that are not pointable.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
To score that way. I agree.
It's you can't follow a boxing format to fit MMA rules. So it's
when you watch the UFC, they show significant striking and stuff.
I think every promotion shows a different thing, but they still follow the boxing number system.
Yeah,
and that makes it weird because we have a different game here. So it's an interesting thing to say. Is this okay? I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm weird.
No, I mean, you understand it from inside the game, so it makes sense.
It's hard to fit the lines of a dance that doesn't work the same,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's fair, honestly. Do you think from your opinion, right now as you understand the fighting scene for MMA, if you had to start over, what state would you like to start in?
I like my story. Little crazy.
Right, has shit changed since then?
I don't think so. I think that Wyoming and South Dakota, where I started, they're almost pros as they're amateurs. The only thing they don't allow is elbow standing. And I like that. It prepares you for what you're actually going to go up against. Usually your fair match, like we talked about before, your records are coincide, so it's not like you're outmatched in huge caliber difference. And I think that's a learning experience in itself. Learning if you want to be in this grit, because sometimes fights don't go your way.
Yeah.
Whether you're the same match or not. So I think I like exactly the way I was, a little dirty, a little fighter unsafe. Even though I had my outcomes that I've had, I think it made me into I'll take that fight and I'll take that fight, and I felt very secure in my decisions because I was tested in boundaries I wasn't safe in. So,
do you think that pushed you further than I don't want to call it babying to have?
I just think that this is just making it longer. It's keeping the fighter in more fights. I don't know. I'm not always right, but I think that
I think you have a very informed opinion.
I think
so
that
it's you know?
if I was safe in 3 fights and I could have been unsafe in 2, I'd pick the unsafe fights and move forward faster.
That makes sense, right?
Than staying safe and putting
it's
6 more months
wear.
into a safe fight.
Yeah, that makes sense. You think it's less wear on you even if you have less
I
protective
think you're
gear?
taking similar damage and you have the appearance of safety. It's like the illusion of safety.
Like security theater.
Yeah, it's like everybody's moms feel safer, so we don't have to get bad emails. You know what I mean? And
that's awesome.
I don't know if it's good because it's keeping me back. I have to take 3 safe fights where I might be able to take 2. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a mentality.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment. That's a fair assessment. All right, so who do we got next? We got Dylan Ippolito versus Alexander Commentate.
Okay, and they're both in the cage. Dylan's blue,
Featherweight.
Alexander's red. They switch sides. Sometimes they do that to push the fighter towards their corner. They want to be on the other side to push him towards their corner.
So the coach, right, can
So they
talk?
can't hear their corner.
Do you think that's a viable strategy?
I think it's smart. You're taking it, and now the red corner hears my corner yelling at my commands and can't hear theirs. It definitely, like right now, they're in the red corners, fighter.
By what do we got? Dylan.
And he popped right back up
kick.
too. He took him down, but popped right back up. So we got to secure those takedowns, following him down, really holding him. All that work for a get up.
Yeah. Do you think at the moment, Dylan has the advantage because he was able to counter that kick with a takedown, though?
I think at the moment he has that. Okay, they're separated, but he had that overhook, and that's a strong position because the underhook that.
Alex.
Yeah, they're so open now.
Oh,
Alex
wow.
is definitely
Alex is throwing
just
hammers on
fucking
Dylan.
pounding. I can't believe they haven't stopped it yet. He's just covering. He's got to do something. It's going to get stopped.
I think
we
so.
dove and
Yeah,
it stopped.
That's it. Wow. That was brutal.
That was a definite display of.
Yeah.
He took advantage of that opening and he.
Wow. Wow, that was brutal. No, that was Alex.
Alex.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a touch brutal. I think Dylan had an exceptionally hot start with catching a kick into a takedown on Alex. Alex recovered and then put Dylan on the wall and just laid bombs on him.
He did. He took
awesome.
it, and you know what? The covering, he just kept hitting, and I'm actually shocked to let it go that long in amateur.
Yeah, dude.
He had over 10 strikes.
He was getting beat up. That was awesome. That might have been my favorite one.
That was good.
I'm biased because it's on the fence that was closest to us where that happened. But
You
man,
see
that
the
shit was
celebration
epic.
over there in the corner. They're ripping off the gloves and really kind of.
What's the best way to get the gloves off?
Scissors.
Scissors, just scissors?
Well, rip them off and cut that tape off right away.
Yeah.
But giving your fighter these moments where they get to celebrate and you're taking care of them. Right now, it's like taking care of a bride on their wedding day, even though this is a weird context, it's like, I'm going to stand here. I get to take this in. All these people that are behind me are taking care of me, cutting off my ties.
Yeah.
And I get to just feel relief. It's a nice thing. So
No doubt.
it's like being catered to.
Is there anything better than that feeling, Brittney?
It's no. I would say yeah, but no. There is only that feeling, and that's why people are envious.
Yeah, that's why they do it, right? That's incredible. Wow, that was a great fight.
It was quick. It was good for them. They've went right through these. We're already one before the co-main event on Timothy Green versus Atem.
Yeah. Only 3 left. Man, we're breezing through these. Cheers.
You say breezy. Cheers. I'm definitely drunk.
Yes.
A little drunk. Don't let Serb know.
Cheers, mate.
Thank God for that food earlier.
I know. Yo, Brit with the clutch. Where we get that Caribbean food?
I don't know.
Yeah, that shit was clutch, dude. Philly's got great variety.
I think since they're on the last 3, they're going to do sort of an intermission here, like announcing their next event.
Yeah.
But that's good. Give some spotlight on the next fighters coming up.
Yeah.
Always good for a fighter and for their promotion and their sponsors to get a little highlight, and keeps them motivated.
Let me ask you this: like, if I'm a fighter and I'm like a local fighter doing like an amateur fight, how can I go about approaching places to get sponsorships for my fight?
Yeah, one of the best things is looking out and saying, I want to connect myself to this brand. You know, like, we all want to be seen in the new thread and the new gear and like the like implemented sports bra or the implemented sports shorts, and keeping yourself thorough in that is like giving back a little. So these promotions that are willing to buy your gear, which costs, especially branded, it costs around, you know, in the anywhere from $100 to $200 with the fancy gear. You know, you got to give back a little, maybe doing something that shows your personality to like promote their promotion, or saying, you know, hey guys, not only like a thank you post, but maybe like showing up at one of their, like, they set up a booth somewhere, you show up and you're doing a meet and greet, especially in these amateur situations. Unfortunately, your time is money, and so is theirs. And if you want to make money, you got to put in some time. So, shaking a few hands.
What businesses can you like get interactive with? Like, you don't go to like a pizza joint. Maybe you do. I don't know.
Sometimes a pizza joint is the best one. It depends on your personal like
your personal neighborhood even.
Your neighborhood spot's great. Sometimes it's like, where do you hang out? Can you ask them like, hey, if I do an after party at your restaurant, would you be willing to, you know, buy a table from me? And that table I'll fill up with maybe 2 people from your business, 2 people from my, you know what I mean? You have to kind of be able to use your words to get ahead. And often I'll be like, what do I like? I like, you know, health and wellness. So I'm looking for like vitamins, and then I say, hey,
looking for sponsors that align with your values.
Yes, and not only what can they give me, but what can I give them back? You know, like I'm in massage, I'm in this. How can I like lead them to this way, and I also lead my people to that way, and follow me, and does this work for you? It's a blend of being able to blend that, but you gotta like recognize what you're strong for and how you can present that strength to benefit their company. If you can sell that, you can do it over and over again. You know, jerky sponsorships, smoothie sponsorships, pro workout sponsorships, and then you collaborate and say, now I need gear. I've done all this. I've promoted you. I need a sports bra and shorts, and I need it to be good.
Yeah.
And,
I want it from like this
and that's
brand.
the money I need back from you to put in that. So, who do we got? We got
Emin Hardy.
Emin Hardy walking
Green.
into the cage, and then Timothy Green.
Yep.
Is that 3 ounce BJJ?
302.
3 ounce? I don't know.
Bad handwriting.
302 blue. He's a blue belt.
Okay.
Ear. I don't know what that says.
Damn, dude. You got me.
I don't know.
But I know Timothy Green is from the North Star.
Yeah, you just talked.
You
talked to him.
Yeah, I just visited North Star. I'm gonna be dropping in for an open mat over there with those guys. I walked in on them randomly. So, also Timothy Green is affiliated with NPR Endurance. So that's another fact that we have on the sheet here.
Looks like Timothy is 1-1.
Yep. And then maybe debut?
Looks like we don't have a lot. Yeah, he might have had a fight, but looks like it's a debut.
And these guys, thick boys, middleweight, so probably around 180 maybe?
They look like it, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see who takes center of the ring here and takes control of the ring.
So a mutual friend of ours just made a post recently. It's
Who?
David Weintraub.
Oh, yeah.
For his first fight, he just runs him with a fucking knee.
Yeah.
What do you think about like sprinting straight with like some super crazy aggression? Do you
know,
think that's a good
look at
strategy?
how that look. Well, Katzengano versus Ronda Rousey is a good example of how that can. And then you have other examples where it's worked well.
Oh my God! All right, so we have Tim with an excellent takedown here.
It looked like he went for a body lock, and he's staying on top here.
Like,
he's controlling that far arm.
It's like side control, but it looks like Emmett almost had like a.
He's body surfing well. Straight to the back.
Like
he's got a
seatbelt.
seatbelt.
Yeah. Nice, and now we're in a cage wrestling situation. Looks like Tim has the dominant position against the wall.
No hooks,
here.
and he's on a back body lock.
Yeah. Shout out to Illuminati Grappling for showing me what to do from here. Let's see if he does it.
Well, we got some people blocking our view a little bit, but he's staying on that back body lock. And what I would like to see from Iman is maybe
Tim's really laying some
he
nice
turned in.
strikes
That's
in
what
here.
I was hoping to see. If he could get that overhook Uchimata, we could. Oh, but he sits him back. His hips were behind his head, and he set him back. It was back into the seatbelt position. This is where you have to recognize what fight you're in and how to evolve in the midst of a fight, you know?
Yeah. Ooh, man. Emin did a great job kind of backstepping there to avoid that hook from Tim there. That was excellent.
Those
these
are
guys
strong
are
kicks.
Those
yeah, fucking shin kicks.
I don't want to get hit by any of these.
Glad they have shin gear on there, because those 2-minute rounds are fast.
Man.
They're fast.
I think Tim probably got that round.
I would say he had most control of that round for sure. Those back body, but he had the seatbelt, which kept one of the arms open to make progress, and that's where I believe that Iman, saw his advantage and moved forward and turned in.
I would say he's probably stronger on the feet just because of his stances.
Yeah, it looked like it.
But I'm not a striker. What's your opinion on it?
It's hard to tell with those fast rounds, and a lot of it was clenched up. As there's a lot of anxiety in there in that first round. I don't know. They're both long guys. I hope that maybe we see them open up a little bit here, separate and open up.
Definitely.
They went straight for the tie-in, so it's hard to tell. Tim looks a little more anxious, though, here, and we have some calm striking coming from Iman.
Nice kick. What's your opinion in the meta right now? Like, I don't know what you guys do at finishers, like as a primary. I know that Zach's wrestling is insanely good.
You can really, really take advantage of a kick, especially a body kick. You can use it as a takedown or a like catch.
Tell me more. What do you mean? Like you're going to use the body kick to open up takedowns?
Leg kicks can kind of be like a jab, and a head kick obviously is very threatening, but a body kick can be caught very easily. So if you see a fighter continuously hit the body, you can catch that and turn it straight into a double leg, or like go for a back body lock. I try to like never trust, but start to recognize these kicks so I can see where I can move in an advantage point. You know, it's hard to trust anything in MMA though, because a lot of these are showings to lead into a different attack.
Yeah, like they're ready to counter something.
Yeah, or they're showing it as a fake.
Yeah, 100%.
But if I get a continuous body kick, I'm watching it and I'm looking for a takedown. It's an easy catch.
Nice. Yeah, great on the feet. I see Emin in pretty dominant positions kind of here, which makes me feel like Tim wants to lead to more of a grappling exchange, which is what we're seeing right here.
So I feel like he exited because on that he almost took Tim's back there on the inside.
Yeah.
Those 2-minute rounds.
Only a few seconds left.
So much work in 2 minutes happens.
Wow. That was pretty good. So the first round we had a lot of grappling. This time we had a lot of striking. I think it was pretty even in this round. What do you think?
It was back and forth. It was a hard round to call for sure.
Yeah.
These judges actually have a really hard job. They get a lot of criticism, but like evaluating round for round of especially amateur is still so much feeling out, you know?
Yeah. So from your MMA career, would you say that you evolved? Like, did you start with like striking? And I know you're into grappling heavy now, but like, what was your journey like? Did you have peaks and valleys?
I thought I was a striker. The whole time I thought I was a striker, and I only recognized in like the last 5 years I was a grappler. So I wish I could have. I wish I could have recognized that earlier.
Just whispered yourself back in time.
Yeah. Like, Brittney, what were you doing? Yeah. Recognizing what you're talented at is a huge part of fighting. You know, so you can be like, this is my A game. You know. No worries.
All right, round 3.
That's some great jabs. Testing the distance is that jab, and it's really leading into other things. You know, that jab, even if it connects, the fighter's thinking about it, and you can use it to fake a lot of things. There is a body kick turned into a takedown.
Yeah.
Great.
Tim was able to catch 2 of those now in 2 different rounds.
Those body kicks actually are dangerous. You know, like, you got to be fast.
You think like rip in and out with
I feel like, because I feel like the body kick is just such a gesture to be caught. It's like we're ready.
Ooh. Nice side control from Tim here.
But the ground and pound, can they move forward to the head kicks, or
I don't think they can. I think they can only attack the body in amateur from here, and we're seeing that.
Advanced amateur, I think they can actually hit the head, but
no, I don't think they can hit the head from the top mount. Ooh, but Tim's doing an excellent job getting the back. Ooh, very
going straight for that double underhooks, and he's in a head and arm. Yeah, he's really getting locked in here. The thing with those gloves too, it really makes it hard to like
cinch it. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna hopefully get a nice pin here.
Ooh, man, Emin giving him some nice little kisses to the body.
The thing is, some of these chokes take a minute to settle into. So, like, you think you're safe for a minute, and then it really tightens up.
Yeah,
and you're
cooking the beans, right?
Yeah, cooking the beans.
Nice. Emin's really punishing Tim for the position. And that's an interesting thing that you like in jiu-jitsu. You can hang on to it for a while.
He's in a half guard. If he comes off that or lets his close hip to the side go down, could really create the pressure.
Nice. I feel like, honestly,
Tim definitely took that round.
I wonder how much the position is worth versus
We're going
the
into
amount of strikes from the bottom from the mon there.
Well, the judges see, I think that what they see is like control, advancement, and like who's in charge. Which fighter do I want to be in this fight?
Let's say I held you in a head and arm for like 30 seconds, didn't get the submission, but the whole time you're tagging up my ribs. How do you score that?
I don't think the rib thing's as much of a threat. Here's exactly what it just said. Which fighter do you want to be in there? Do you see yourself wanting to be which one? And the judges are looking at that, like who's taking the most damage, who's actually in the jeopardizing position, even if you're throwing a couple of body strikes to make it look like, is it anything effective? And who's taking serious, I don't know, like threat? You know what I mean? Like who's in the threatening position?
Yeah.
I'd say right now Timothy looked like he won that fight.
Yeah. Fair enough. And he got the takedown, right? And that's
they're taking off gloves, so it looks like it's over.
Cool. All right. You know what? I'm gonna call this fight, and then I'll be out there too. Yeah. Cool. Britt taking a little break really quick. I'm gonna make sure I keep you guys posted on this current match here. Man, that was a fun one. There's a lot of great fights today. I really love doing this. So for the few of you watching and supporting the Fight Companions, I know this isn't a main component of my content, but anyone that's supporting me do these, I appreciate it, man. All right, we're getting ready for the hand raise. Tim Green and Hardy.
Let's hear for these two fighters going all 3 rounds. We look to the judges to the side. Judge 1 scored this bout 30-27. Judges 2 and 3 scored this bout 29-28 in favor of your winner by unanimous decision.
Scored 29-28 in favor of Timothy Green. Nice, man. Congratulations to Timothy there. Like Brittney was mentioning earlier, man, it was a ton of like crazy exchanges, but Timothy had a lot of the dominant top control and had a lot of takedowns and things like that, and that's obviously what scored the victory in this situation. Awesome fight. That was one of the better ones to me. I mean, every one of these has been awesome so far. I love the variety we're getting all night too. I wish you guys can check out the actual footage. Yeah.
I was the second fight. Ruiz?
Andre. Yeah, man. Yeah, take your time. Come through whenever.
I'm good.
You're good. Come sit down. Put the headphone. Sit in that one. I got you. All right, we got Andre Ruiz in the house. Let me get your info put up in here. You want me to put your Instagram up? What's your Instagram?
All right, a little long.
Underscore.
And then we got Dre, D-R-E.
Uh-huh.
All day. A-L-L-D-A-Y, and then an underscore. We're done.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome my man, Dre all day, Andre Ruiz, the second fight of the night. And, Andre, can I get you a beverage? You thirsty, man? Yeah. I got waters, Gatorades, I got beers. All right, my man. Brittney, we got Andre Ruiz in the house. Second fight of the night.
Thank you, boss. Appreciate it.
There we go.
What's up, Andre?
I'm good. Excited.
Andre, that was a fun fucking fight, dude. It was a really close, man. I think both of you guys were tight the entire match. The last round, it looked like you got a little tired, but they ended up scoring.
Oh, yeah, you were diving for those shots.
I'm going to be honest, before this fight, I knew he was a...
Bring the mic a little closer. Oh, my bad. Here, my bad. There, go ahead. My bad.
Good?
Yeah, you're
okay.
good.
So, I knew he was a kickboxer, and I'm a wrestler.
Okay.
So, I knew it was going to be classic wrestler kickboxing match. I had to watch on my feet, get to my takedowns, and threaten the takedown so I could open up my striking.
Yeah.
Honestly, after those first 2 rounds of holding him, I thought I had the first 2 rounds takedown. I stayed on top. I had control. after those first 2 rounds, holding them, looking for subs, my arms were dead.
Exhausted.
Yeah.
My arms were done. And that third, I told my corner, I was like, yo, my arms, I'm gonna have to just keep them against the cage. And that 3rd round, I was just trying to hold on. It's not what I ideally wanted to do, but I gladly had the first 2 rounds and I got the win.
Yeah.
So that was good, but yeah.
Yeah. Nah, man. So tell me about your gym, man. Predator, where are you based out of? Tell me a little bit about that.
In Jersey City.
Okay.
A new gym, about 3 years old.
Okay.
My coach, young, 25 years old, Nick Torrey.
Nick Torrey?
Yes, he was a pro fighter. It's good. Got good BJJ guys in the room. Got a lot, real wrestling heavy.
Yeah.
So it's real good.
So it complements your fighting style.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And good teammates. Good. It's definitely a good environment. And I was happy to be here with everybody. It was awesome. I love Art of War, man.
How long have
Yeah.
you been fighting?
About 3 years.
Okay.
Nice, man.
Yeah, I'm 2-2 now. After
But
this
you
one.
were wrestling before
Wrestling my
this.
whole life.
Your whole
Yeah.
life.
About, like,
So that
since-
means like
since you were a
from
kid?
6-year-old.
Yeah, 5
Yeah.
years old. Yeah.
So when did you be like, oh, I want to do MMA?
Okay, so I wrestled in college, and I was about 2 years into college, and I was just like, man, school is tough.
Yeah.
And I was like thinking about what I'm gonna do. I had a job. I was like, you know what, bro? Wrestling. After college, there is no wrestling, you know.
Yeah.
And what's next? I was like, I always loved fighting. I love UFC. I knew I had like I could do it. I was
Yeah.
like, fuck it, let's do it. So
man.
Before we go into this next fight, like, how do you think that obviously you had the wrestling accolades. How did you like decide to develop your striking career? Like, what kind of striker did you add to your career?
Yeah. So honestly, I was always, as soon as I got into MMA, I was taken by Muay Thai.
Okay. Yeah.
As soon as I
Great
watched
background
Muay
to
Thai,
have, man. Wrestling and Muay Thai, that's both very aggressive,
Yes,
right?
exactly. And that's kind of the style I want to adopt.
Yeah.
I love watching those guys from Thailand. They freaking go out and
That's
brawl.
your vision.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm actually taking a trip this summer to Thailand.
Wow,
to do
dude.
training. Yeah.
You should do
Where
it.
are you going?
Phuket, Thailand. It's
Phuket.
pretty big city. Yeah, Phuket.
Phuket.
Sorry, yeah. But yeah, that's where I'm going.
No worries. We're going into the co-main event.
Yeah.
Here.
Yo, hang out with us, Andre.
Yeah, hang out with us.
Help us like
So-
digest this next match.
We have 3-0 from Grindhouse, Isaiah Herring.
Yes.
He's
His
3-0.
nickname's the Milkman is what I heard.
What's he called? What's
His nickname, the Milkman.
the
Milkman.
He's
My
gonna bring the
teammates.
milk.
Yeah.
And we have Chase. How do you say his last name?
I'm gonna say Moeller.
Yeah, I think
Moeller.
Moeller.
NPR 3-0 also. So it's like this is an advanced amateur fight for
Yeah.
sure. And then he's 19 and he's a wrestler in the red corner. So it's gonna be what is Isaiah? Do we know? Is he a striker? Is he a
I think striker. He
Yeah.
fought actually one of my teammates on the last card.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And he won by TKO. So
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
he's definitely
We
striker.
got quite the crowd
Oh, I
blocking
know.
our view
Blocking
here.
us up, man. I'm about to tell the security.
Down in the front. Down in the front.
Ew.
Well, hopefully we'll get a good
Shoot.
view once the fight starts.
Cool story people might not know is at the weigh-ins, these two, we were in the line for the physicals, and as Chase was leaving after his physical, Isaiah tells him, he goes, be ready for a double leg, because Chase is the wrestler.
Yeah.
He tells- I guess messing with him, and then they were going back and forth, and he was telling him he's gonna ankle pick him this whole fight. So,
Oh, man, they're talking
So there's some
back.
animosity going
Yeah.
here, like a little
Oh,
fighter.
this is gonna be a fun one. man.
That always makes a good fight. I might
Absolutely.
stand for this fight.
Yeah, we might have to.
We got quite a crowd in front of us, so
I
it looks like
know.
everybody's really excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. Don't worry, we got the technology here.
Oh, sorry. I
We're
made
gonna
Bard work
adjust
tonight.
everything. All right, we're here.
Definitely a standing house in this fight.
Yeah, you know, I've seen one UFC event in my life, Britt, and in the beginning, like, the house is empty, like half empty, and by
Yeah.
the main card, it's packed. and
Everybody's
crazy.
standing. Yeah.
It's like, man, what a waste of money. You're missing all these great fights.
Well, not only is the crowd worked up, you can obviously tell the fighters are definitely ready for this fight.
Absolutely.
And both these guys are from home gyms very close. Both these guys are from gyms that are very close.
Oh, they're both
yeah.
New Jersey
Oh,
guys?
so there's like a little like gym war.
Yeah,
Gym
exactly.
war.
Both have big crowds.
Yeah. The gym wars are always fun to me because like everybody kind of knows each other and they kind of fucking hate each other.
Local guys.
You know what I mean? They're like, I saw you at a Grappling Industries and I'm gonna fuck you up. These are my favorite fights.
Yeah, this is good. They both have great personalities too.
No, good. And you know what's funny is usually you end up being friends with whoever you fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right after my fight, I told my guy, I found out he was from Jersey, so I told him, hey, let's train sometime.
Yeah, and that's how it should be.
Yeah.
After you get out of a fight, you should exit leaving being friends.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe sometimes. Maybe you need a second fight before the friends.
We got Dre all day in the building.
3-0 versus 3-0.
Do you have contention to be a champ? Like, how do you move amongst the ranks in the amateurs to get a title?
Well, I was told if I win 3 in this league, I would get a title fight. So
that's awesome, man.
So I got 2 right now. So one more,
Congratulations, my friend. Yo, grab some stickers if you want to.
And you're 140. Do you plan on staying 140 your whole career?
Quick fact. I was supposed to fight at 135.
Okay.
My opponent dropped out last week.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Jillian was telling us a couple people ended up dropping out.
The next day, they told me if I was willing to bump up to 140. I said, fuck it, let's do it.
So you're
35.
You're normally a 35.
Yeah.
And that's where you want to be.
Yeah. Honestly, eventually I might make the cut to 25 once I'm pro stuff, but 35.
Just learning.
You look great in the first couple of rounds, man. Jared.
And here we go.
The fight, like last minute too, looked really great, man.
Cut
Thank
you
you.
off, but
You
we're
felt,
going right
you felt
into
good
this.
in the fight though, like even.
Dude, this co-main event, the blue. I'm sorry to cut you off, Bard.
No problem.
Isaiah just smoked him.
Yeah, Isaiah's crisp, definitely a crisp striker.
My bad, I didn't even notice it started.
We started right into it.
All right.
Isaiah's like hitting hard hits. So straight into that ankle pick. There, you called it. You called the ankle pick.
Andre.
Great job
with the inside information over here.
One of the best things to do as a fighter is pay attention to the locals.
Yeah, I love fighting, so I'm always gonna do that.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Wow, what an awesome
putting the weight on the hands like that, taking them down.
Like a crucifix, but like
I wish we had some.
Man, like some kind of electric chair.
Yeah, he's looking to pull the groins here.
Yeah, but he's got the shoulder.
Oh, he's going into the twister, or no?
Chase is going to force a lot of these wrestling
Looks
positions.
like the
Brittney
twister,
knows about these
but
10th planet
I can't see through the crowd. It looks like the but we turned it into a back take.
Almost a rear triangle. We're in mount.
Good scramble.
Like Isaiah has mount right now.
No, back mount. Wow.
It's like a side. He's on the side. I know it's tough to see.
I'm standing on my chair.
Britt, give us the inside scoop.
We have like a back side mount. And he's turning into like a butter guard, a butter half.
That's like a butter half. That's what you call that, butter half?
Yeah, it's when a half guard has a butterfly hook. But we're going into the butterfly hooks now. He's trying to butterfly sweep him.
Looks like Isaiah's in top of half guard. Yeah.
That half guard top is strong. And we're back to standing.
Woo! Back on the feet.
Isaiah's very comfortable on his feet. Chase is going to force a lot of takedowns.
I recommend standing on your seat. You can see better. When their back's flat on the wall like that, it's such an advantage to move into your takedown like he's doing right now.
Excellent job from Chase here. That was an awesome dump.
This is a super close round.
Straight back into the back double
Very
hooks.
fun fight. Are these 3-minute rounds?
I think so because of the advanced amateur, and it's great
Chase
co-main event.
Awesome choke. Oh, rear naked choke finish from Chase.
That crowd went wild. Great job.
That's awesome.
New champ.
That's awesome. Woo!
Wow.
That was an amazing amazing co-main event.
That was great scrambles from the beginning.
I agree, man. That was pretty intense.
Sorry to interrupt you guys in the middle of that. I was just like in scene.
No, for sure. Thank you for letting us know.
I'm like, holy fuck, we're going.
Yeah. So he had this one, the rear naked choke. It looked like with this control.
A power
on the back.
half almost.
Power half.
He had the power half almost.
Really nice.
That was
power
awesome.
half is so strong in MMA because it keeps you on top and turning your opponent over, so you're still on top. You know what I mean? So great move.
Andre, keep that mic like this.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, you're so good, bro. I'm teaching you. You're good, brother. Thank you for entertaining us with your presence, my friend.
I love this.
Yeah, man. Yo, so tell us a little bit about your training camp leading up to your fight, man. What'd you do?
It was good. I worked on a lot of striking, even though it might not have looked like it. I did work on a lot of striking.
You're striking in the first round, man. Both of you guys look super intense.
Yeah, my
very
goal,
technical.
My goal was to get him threatened by my striking to open up my wrestling. Honestly, once we got in there, first 20 seconds, a couple of strikes, I was like, all right, fuck it. I got to get to my takedown.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, we get tested and we go back to what we know, and you got to go back to what you know. And you're confident, obviously, in your takedowns. And
exactly.
Your single legs were solid. It just, like, at that last round, you were getting shut down.
My arms, man. My arms felt like jello in that third
no
round.
doubt.
But, yeah, I'm just happy I was able to pull it out. It was good. And, yeah, the training camp was great. I was working on my striking. I was really working on trying to get him against that cage and in the clinch. I think in the first 2 rounds I did good against putting the pressure.
Do you video your training sessions?
Yes. Yeah, not everything, but I do a lot of film. I'm somebody who I think it's very important to watch film and watch yourself. I love that stuff. Like, even since I was wrestling young, I used to watch my opponent's videos, and like I've always been into that. So I like watching my opponent. I watched his one fight.
You studied your opponent a lot?
Huh?
You studied your opponent a lot?
He had one fight, right? I watched that fight probably 20 times. The
wow.
one fight, yeah.
That's
like,
awesome.
I really wanted to make sure like I knew what was coming my way and to have a good game plan. I think that's always been my strength, like my game planning and getting prepared for the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I think I executed well today.
What are some things you identified in his game that you were like, oh, this is how I can counter it, you know?
So I noticed, I kind of knew he was comfortable on his feet.
Yeah.
And he did a lot of back and forth movement. It wasn't much circling. It was a lot of jumping into his combos and jumping back.
Little juke.
Yeah, like
jukes.
quick little, So every time he was coming forward, that front leg was coming right to me. So I was just waiting for that. I was kind of timing that little hop he was doing into his combos. And as soon as he was stepping forward, I was right into my shots. So yeah. I think that's the one thing I knew that was going to be there, and it was there. So gladly,
Your early rounds were awesome, man.
Thank you.
But in the end, man, you got a little gas.
Yeah, definitely.
Tell me about it, man.
Yeah, man. That third round, I was definitely like.
I know. I'm sorry to say, I was actually like, I don't know how this could go.
Yeah,
we were trying to like coin flip who was going to win,
like,
man.
I almost got like my coaches like were upset. Like,
they were yelling at you.
Like, I honestly.
So how does that, like, I know you're gonna reflect on this fight a lot to like move into your next fight, but as leaving this fight, how does that like mentally prepare you into your next decision making?
Honestly, I try to be as realistic with myself as possible. Like, after that fight, my coaches told me what they had to tell me. I had the win, but still, all of it, I take it, win or loss, it's all learning experiences. Even if you win, that doesn't mean it was perfect. I won. There was a lot of mistakes. I got to take it with a grain of salt and keep working, look at the film, work on what I felt I didn't do well in, and just keep growing.
Yeah.
And
I think that's the only way you can stay competitive and moving.
And you're
forward.
pretty young, man. Like you're very mature for your thing. Like
Thank you.
I see you got a little bit of a bruise there too.
Yeah, he actually
what
caught
was
me
the most significant strike that you received?
I think what got me here was actually a jab. Just
a nice straight jab.
No, it was just right. Yeah. He stepped in with a right. It was good, but honestly, with the adrenaline, man.
Yeah, you don't even know.
Not nothing. I didn't even know.
Sometimes aren't the battle scars a little fun?
Yeah, honestly. Honestly, seriously, I went into the bathroom and I saw it.
You're
like,
like,
I didn't even know I
I did it.
Yeah, especially when you win.
Fuck
like,
yeah.
It's like, okay, I got my lipstick on. I look good. You know.
That's awesome.
That was cool.
It helps like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with us, but it helps us make us feel like we did something, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like,
yeah.
That's awesome, yo.
We're psychos.
Yeah. It's like the whole, like, I wrestled my whole life and I've never had cauliflower ears.
Oh, really?
And I want it. Like, isn't that like
it's a badge of honor.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like,
look, you see
it's like, oh, I worked really hard for this one little bruise.
It's like a medal on the uniform.
I don't want more than this one little bruise. I got this one little bruise.
Like, if I'm a regular person, I see somebody with cauliflower, I'm not fighting that guy. So I always wanted cauliflower ears.
So, we're already going into the main event. We have Austin Ross from New York, I think.
Buffalo.
Oh, is he from Buffalo?
Buffalo, New York.
Something like that.
Up there. Almost Canada.
He's coming back with a vengeance. Apparently, he lost his debut at Pro 2 months ago or something, what Julian said, and he's not happy about that, and he wants to come back. He's going to fight Manny Morales, and he's from Web BJJ, Marcus 1-1. I think he's co-camped. He's at Marcus BJJ and Web MMA BJJ.
Yeah.
1-1. So he's looking to keep his career growing, and then we have somebody coming back from a loss trying to win.
Absolutely. Should be good. So, Andre, how many years in like fight sports have you participated in?
Wait, sorry, can you repeat that?
Like, how many years in like martial arts have you practiced? So wrestling counts, obviously.
Yeah.
But how long have you been doing it, man?
So wrestling I've been doing since 5 years old.
5 years old, man.
How old are you now?
I'm 21.
Nice, man.
So yeah, I started with rec wrestling. It's funny, I have ADHD, so I was a hyper kid.
Don't we all, bro?
Good kid, but super hyper. Teachers hated me because I couldn't sit still.
Yeah.
And one of my teachers recommended me at like 5 years old. She had a flyer. She said she think it'd be good for me to release my energy, and I fell in love with it from the beginning.
Yeah.
And ever since then, wrestling, and then started to fall in love with watching UFC, MMA, and yeah.
Do you think it takes a type to fall in love with wrestling, or do you think anybody can?
I think it definitely
Because like ADHD, like we try to direct that mental craziness. Do you think like anybody could find that, or do you think like you have to have a love for it? Like,
I think it's a sport that anybody could try and anybody could do, and I honestly think for young men and young kids, and even women, it's a great sport for discipline, and especially at a young age, it's awesome to it gets you ready for life. I think honestly, combat sports is the best sport to get you ready for life,
man.
But it's definitely not for everybody.
it's a niche. It's a niche. It's like somebody's got to want to do this.
You have to definitely have some screws loose to love MMA.
We're announcing the main event now. Do you know if either of these guys, we got a striker versus, I don't know.
Yeah, looks
So
like
blue
Austin
corner-
Ross and Manny Morales.
Yeah,
And then
blue
what do you have
corner
for
they
your
said
notes?
was like a striker kind of, but I don't know much about the red corner other than he's from Marcus and Webb. So I don't know if he's a striker or the wrestler. Or
I've never watched him, but Austin was in my corner. And
really?
I saw
you trained with Austin?
No, he was in the blue corner, like warming up.
warming up. Okay.
So in the corner, I saw he was working on a lot of leg kicks.
Okay, so maybe we'll see. We might have to stand on our chair again.
Yeah. Less people, but still quite a few. I'm going to adjust the angle.
I'm adjusting to this stance.
No doubt.
Exciting main event. Everybody's standing in the house.
Yo, do you guys mind if I get a picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Oh, bro, clear your screen. What's up with Mad Foggy?
My screen's actually scratched.
Let's see.
it'd be
Let's
like
see.
It's like I have an Android.
I got you.
All right.
Make sure to tag us.
Yeah.
I will.
All right, we're off to the main event. Both these guys look super ready. They're almost so ready they don't want to listen to this announcer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I definitely don't.
That main event feeling.
Man, these guys are shredded too. What do we got for a
They
weight
had
class?
obviously
Welterweight.
they had a nice warm up in the back.
Yeah. Brittney, what's the weight class for welterweight? What's that
70,
poundage?
70.
170?
70, yeah.
Just confirming.
Welterweight 170 is one of the highest, like, hardest classes in the UFC.
Most popular,
yeah,
right?
I
Like,
do believe it's
yeah.
one of the hardest ranking, or like most perspective. I don't know.
Very, very
It's up
deep right
there.
now. Very
It's,
deep.
up there.
it's a very hard class to be in.
Main event. Here we
Especially,
go.
I mean, like, I'm a 170 female. It's not the same. I actually a 155 female, but you know.
Yeah. All right. Ooh, right. Yeah, we got the kicks.
There's those kicks you were talking about.
Yeah, Austin with a lot of these kicks from the blue corner.
Straight to a single leg.
Nice
He
single.
shuts it down nice. Turns.
Ooh, almost escaped it from Manny. Ooh, man.
Man, he's definitely finding where his body weight is to take him down, you know, like leaning his hips backwards and forward.
Interesting.
Body locks. He goes into the Kimura grip, into a guard. Oh, man, he could have got the back take, but it became a scramble. Sometimes these first moments of the fight are just so heavy into scrambling. It's hard to decide who's in the advantage position.
100%.
Sometimes we have to let him settle for a minute and
Definitely.
like kind of figure out what's winning this fight here stylistically.
Back on the feet, yeah. Brittney, can you identify any, like, where are these backgrounds of these guys? Like, I know
Well,
we're coming
both
from
of them
BJJ
look like they had a
gyms.
great wrestle up and
Yeah.
a scramble. I'm still identifying, but
Oh, wow.
shit! I love
That was a
those.
good shot.
That was
Manny
a great
punching
strike,
him.
and it might not take long, but we're going to a sitted back take here with the seatbelt.
Yeah. Austin took a very heavy strike.
gonna be big
into
for the
an
round.
It looked
down
like
there.
a flash drop, but the ref didn't stop it, so he gets to keep going. Sometimes you can move forward on that. Sometimes you're disoriented.
Yeah, definitely. Andre, what do you think, man?
Looks like right
That
now
was
we're
a shot. That was
quite the shot, man.
Blue corner's definitely recovering for a minute off that shot.
He's gonna look to just try to make it out the round.
And
here.
we never know how this is going to go. He's actually defending these strikes pretty well.
What's the time limits on this one, Brittney? Do you know?
Those are this is a pro fight, I believe, so it's 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
3
Long
5-minute
Wow.
rounds.
Wow.
But none of these back strikes are significant, even though they look like fancy or maybe a display. We do have
so
a
we
body
have, like,
lock.
hammer strikes to the head. You don't think those are that significant?
I think they're distracting.
Yeah.
But that body lock is dangerous, and
No doubt.
we're moving straight into the back take. That body lock, he needs to get that leg that covers the body lock in between his legs to break that body lock.
Yeah, 100%.
If he keeps on the outside, he's gonna stay in that lock and just take damage.
Yeah.
If he can separate that lock between his legs, he can create confusion
Yeah.
in the lock.
Absolutely.
But we got to get that leg that's on the outside in between
yeah,
the.
to start unlocking. Or you ever
Yeah,
do the thing
or
where
the
you
timer
trap
has
that
to run
outside
down.
leg for like a straight ankle kind of thing?
Yeah, but still,
body triangle is gonna keep him
separation on
there.
that body triangle. We have to get that lock in, which he's on the locking side, which creates that. You can create a heel hook on, or not a heel hook.
It's almost like a
he
straight
switched the
ankle
body
kind
lock.
of
If you
thing.
see that, if
I
he-
do,
if
and it's
he-
on the bottom side.
which is gonna
the
help him keep
bottom
him there.
side. If he
Yeah.
locks that Achilles tendon in, he can
Exactly. Oh my God! But Manny's doing such an excellent job of like locking his leg out.
It's
pin
obviously
out.
his
Yeah.
strength. Yeah.
Great
Clinging onto that
grappling
back.
for Manny.
We have to keep. What is it? What's
You think that's a good defense to do this against the striking?
No, Austin's defending a high shield on his ear and his back striking, but he's not really addressing that body lock.
Yeah.
And I feel like Manny can switch it side to side.
And these are
Yeah.
long rounds. He could keep him there.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it just looks like damage. Even though nothing here is significant, I don't
It's wearing
feel
down on him.
it's
Yeah.
not looking great to the judges, if we say.
Yeah. I mean, you have
We
you have
have to
significant
get-
strikes and control, right? Like
Yeah.
there's nothing Austin has.
Austin has that shield over the side. That far side either has to be attacked with the ankle lock or put in separation in between his legs to really create like the next moving forward. Otherwise,
Yeah.
he's just held in this position, which looks like Austin's doing pretty well.
Oh, I like this. It looks like almost
Kimura
like a
take.
2-on-1 kind of thing where he's bringing the arm around to recover his. Maybe he's going to try to rotate into a guard.
With that body lock on the outside, though, he still needs to separate that lock up.
Is he addressing it? It looks like now.
I
he's
don't know if
finally
he's really
addressing it.
figuring out how to
Yeah.
address it. But the
Damn.
bottom body lock, if he separates it and creates he can create Achilles lock really bad on Austin.
Yeah.
One of these is an old school move. Oh,
Wow.
great job, Austin.
Wow, what a round.
Great
What
job,
a
Austin.
round.
Great job.
Great round. Manny did a good job at staying in control position, keeping him in that lock.
Yeah.
That was real good.
Well, Manny stayed in the lock, in my opinion. He was the blue corner, right?
Yeah, Manny's blue, and then Austin is
I'm
red.
sorry.
Oh, I might have been messed up.
Oh, wait.
No,
No, Manny's red. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My bad. I saw the
Yeah,
red
Austin's
shorts,
blue.
and I
In my
mixed it up.
opinion, the body lock was the strong one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
so
Manny
Manny
had
had
the
the body lock
body
on
check. Yeah.
Austin. Yes, that's
yeah,
correct.
I might have said the names reversed.
Yeah.
Sorry about
No,
that.
you were right. I mixed you up for a second there. My bad.
That body lock really, I think, solidified that round.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Stayed on the back for at least 2-3 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know if he actually knew how to address that from.
Andre, when you're preparing for your camp, are you doing 2-minute rounds or like what, man? What are your rounds like when you're doing striking rounds and shit?
Throughout the camp it changes.
Yeah.
But
when you're doing full contact, what are your rounds?
Yeah. So full contact up until I was doing about 3-minute rounds.
3 minutes?
Yeah.
That's good to prepare, man.
Yeah, because amateur it was 2-minute rounds. But I just want to make sure.
Yeah, just make sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
These guys are exchanging hard right now.
Yeah,
they're trying to establish who's in
Austin
charge.
wants to
Austin.
make up. He wants to make up for that round.
Austin has to keep his hands.
I think
up.
I was confused. Austin's in the
blue. In the blue, yes. Manny's in the red. Sure.
That's correct.
Okay. Both are looking like strong strikers.
Austin.
Yeah, both
Austin's
great on the
dropping
feet.
his hands after he throws, and that's kind of how he got caught with the right.
Oh,
what an
that
awesome!
was beautiful.
What was that? Like a wheel kick?
It was a spinning kick.
Spinning
a spinning
kick?
back kick.
Austin has to
spinning
pick up
back
his
kick?
A
hands.
spinning back kick, heel kick to the head. Oh,
shot.
great timing on that takedown. I'm very impressed.
Ooh, looks like Austin is getting
is
the
now
back this
in-
time.
And who's in charge now?
We
got a
We're gonna
crossface
find out.
with
Manny
a-
got to that inside leg.
That see how he controls that outside hip? It's really a
the
huge.
legs in.
He's got a single hook leg in, and
Yeah.
and it's like
Austin
a crab
really needs
ride.
that other yeah. Oh, no, looks
man.
like
And we're going
Manny's
into
got
half guard. Obviously, Manny has some experience on the ground. He's changing up his tactics, but Austin's looking like he's body surfing pretty well and keeping that weight down
Yeah,
so
good
he
pressure,
can create
great
damage.
pressure.
Good
Yeah.
strikes. Manny has a nice half guard here, though. He needs to really figure out how he's going to get the sweep to reverse Austin.
It's who
here.
can take control of this top position is. We're creating a little bit of a butterfly over here, and possibly a knee shield is starting. That half guard could create some problems in submission territory, but it's looked like his out leg is widened so hard that it's not threatening at the moment. Damn, Austin's doing great at keeping the top pressure and really creating a lot of like angled pressure on him so that he can't
Striking
really
from a lot of
recover.
angles, too,
He's definitely cross-facing and he's underhooking, making sure that the opponent can't ever feel safe, and that's hard to deal with.
Absolutely. So, Brittney, let me ask you, do you think Manny had a really strong back take before? Do you think that's more valuable than Austin's top control here?
I don't know. It really depends on what you're strong at. This top control is definitely shutting down all of Manny's approach, like advancing approaches. He's keeping his outside knee grounded, and the inside knee is like making the spinal structure impossible for him to bridge or regain like a positive
And he's climbing
structure.
the body very well.
Yeah,
His hip
I
line
agree,
is
Andre.
just like, and then also threatening the strikes on top. I think that really Austin has control of this round.
It's a good fight.
Unless he reverses it quickly, he's gonna have control of the entire round.
Yep.
The inside butterfly hook is really hard to deal with because it elongates that second foot to like create some pressure to like wrestle up or anything with the underhook. And the other thing is Manny can't get the underhook here. Do you see that? Like he keeps that far hook away, so there's no.
I feel like Austin had an opportunity to get a gift wrap, and he just likes being on this almost like half mount situation instead.
Yeah,
this is interesting because there's ground and pound into the head with Pro. There hasn't been too many head strikes on top yet.
Sometimes though separation is hard to create in these kind of scrambles, so it's hard to create that significant striking ground and pound in this kind of elongated half guard. You know?
So Brittney, when you have like a full mount, what is it about the position that lets you get like bombs to like have a TKO happen?
A long time ago, Lucas Diaz, he was a professor of mine from Brazil. He really taught me to extend their knee line and hip line, and it creates a pressure of like you're stressing the rib cage, and that's when I like to really like strike down. So you're almost like grapevining their legs, but not in a grapevine context. Like you guard their legs with a grapevine, or extend their guard on a mounted thing, creating that pressure so you can strike down. Yeah. Really, the hip, engaging the hip so they can't get away, and that's when you can get the best pressure down into straight ground and pound. I don't think that happened. It was starting to happen there. He was shrimping away, and that's why we do all those shrimps in the beginning of practice. Like so we can get our hips away.
What do you guys got here? 1-1?
I think it's 1-1.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like the score might be a little different. Like in my opinion,
like a 10-8. You think one of those rounds could have been a 10-8?
Back control was more valuable.
I think it's fair to say that this was a 1-1 round.
So
it's
far,
really.
But I don't know how the points work.
Sometimes the coaches can say, if you don't win this round, you're gonna lose, and that makes the fighter.
That's just to put a fire under there.
We're gonna really see who has what it takes in this round.
This is it.
This is definitely it.
It's definitely coming down to this round because it's very square.
Yeah. I don't know if it's like 27-28, 28-29 right now, but it's definitely close. 1-1 for sure.
Yeah.
What an awesome final match.
Yeah. Great fights tonight. Look at the crowd engagement, too. That means that you have a lot of people that care about these fighters in this late of the game into the main event here.
I love this atmosphere.
Head kicks have started every round. Have you noticed that? Like, there's been a head kick every round. I think both these fighters are great at scrambles, but they also have some striking that is, like, developing, and their game is very
good overall fighters.
And this is pro, so I mean,
they got the elbows, they got the knees to the face, so they both have to be cautious.
Only thing I'm noticing is Austin's dropping his hands a lot.
Yeah,
that's how Manny caught him in the first round.
Are there advantages to dropping him? Like, do you think he's going for like a takedown, or
he might be thinking about that kick?
Sometimes a fake too.
Yeah.
A solid chin lay there on the last, about 30 seconds ago. There was a solid chin lay from Austin. Watching him go in, sometimes they're planning that step in so they can counter with a great strike. But right now they're keeping it striking. Those wrestling rounds are exhausting.
Ooh, great strike from Austin there.
I'd have to say Manny really whipped his head back. And to the back body lock, we got a whizzer, but that sometimes looks like a shallow whizzer, so he's going to get straight.
Wow, great counter from Manny into Austin's guard on the ground.
I can't believe he recovered. It was a shallow whizzer,
awesome.
so he really recovered from that.
Yeah, he was ready. What a round.
Those ground strikes are deadly, too. Their head is so close to the mat, it can really do some damage.
Yeah, it's tough for me to see from here. Andre, what do you think, man? Give me the scoop.
Manny's got to stay on top and control here. Also has to get the fuck up very quickly. He has to get up.
Yeah.
Do you think that he should get up or reverse it? Is he...
Well, honestly, whatever...
He's pretty strong on the ground. He's going straight...
You take whatever you can get here.
Kimura and that striking offense.
What do you guys think? Like, if I have you in guard, but you can strike me, what's the more dominant position in
MMA? If you're on top, you're winning.
You're winning.
In my opinion, if you're on top, you're winning. You can do so many things. Shoulder strikes. Head. I just feel like guard is such a challenging position for MMA. In Jiu-Jitsu, it's a different game.
Yeah. Fair enough. For sure. What belt are you in Jiu-Jitsu, bro?
I'm a blue belt.
All right, my man.
I feel like if you're on the bottom in Jiu-Jitsu, you still have a lot of advantage. But in MMA, to the judges, you're losing.
Yeah, fair enough.
Even if you're in control.
Do you think it depends on the judge?
No, I think it depends on...
The rule
in
set,
MMA, you're on bottom, and I don't know. It might depend on the judge. I don't know.
Unless maybe you had a submission locked like for a long time in the round, but if you're on the bottom, you're losing most of the time in MMA.
It's just, I'm never in MMA looking to be a bottom.
Yeah, fair enough.
Unless you're Charles Oliveira or something.
If I'm on the bottom, I'm looking for a desperate way to get to the top or desperate submission.
Some Gary Tonin leg locks out here, too.
A little Gramble Scramby.
Yeah. Ooh, man.
He is turning into a half guard. He could turn this into a Kimura or a sweep in a lot of positions. He's turning maybe into a wrap, octopus guard.
Yeah. I thought Manny had an opening for that Dagestani pin for a second.
So a lot of things, I feel like in MMA, you get like blindsided on the top and you're like, I'll do anything it takes, and you still look like you're winning,
Yeah. I don't know. Manny is on top, and I will say, even though
he is
maybe
winning
in theory, like
I would say
Austin
Manny
has a better position, but honestly, Manny has taken advantage of every opening.
Manny's,
oh my God,
Manny's also dealing with all these like, I'm gonna change your body posture.
Yeah.
Manny's adjusting,
very active,
keeping the top.
Man, Manny was dropping bombs there for a second. My God,
he is again.
Oh my God.
This is a great exchange.
Yeah.
I do feel
is
like...
it 3 rounds?
I do think so. Are we on the third?
This is it. Yep. This is it. The decider.
I wish that that Austin would create a frame, maybe, across his collarbone.
Close to the cage. If he could try to maybe...
The ref's not going to stop this with that click, click, click. They're going to let it go.
Wow.
Oh, they ended it. That's it?
I would say this is a Manny fight.
Yeah.
Was that the bell or was that a ref stop? That was the bell? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, fair enough. I think you guys assessed it pretty fairly. You're on top longer, and Manny showed right there that you can deal more damage from the top no matter what the position is.
I think that it's just such a different game in MMA. If you're on the bottom in MMA, you are losing in a lot of ways. Like, even if you're in control of the posture, you're...
And Manny has a cool corner. You see Sean Brady, UFC fighter, and Joe Piper in his corner, too.
Oh, I know, man. Yeah. Beasts.
And that's how you know that our good knowledge is being passed down to next generation, is like all these people that care about your benefit is right there with you.
This is a great area for MMA.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So what promotions have you fought for, Andre?
I fought for one promotion. It's actually a newer promotion in New Jersey, but I live in New Jersey.
What's it called, man?
Called Revolt Fighting League.
Revolt?
Yes, Revolt.
Yeah, I feel like I heard of them.
Yeah, they're getting pretty big, but
that's
very
awesome.
new. I fought twice there, and then my last 2 fights have been here.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Do you like fighting in PA?
I do. I'm not gonna lie. I fell in love with the crowd here. Like the other league over there, it was cool, but mostly crowds more family or teammates. This crowd, it's like people just coming here to freaking watch some fights and get drunk. It's awesome, man.
Absolutely, man.
It's cool. It's a cool environment, and Mike and Deb are awesome. They take care of me. They
couldn't agree more. Shout out Mike Bickens, Deb. You guys rock. Yeah, I think my favorite thing is that they let me be here. That's awesome, man. All right, here we go. We're going to have the decision. Here we go. 29-28 scored for a unanimous decision in favor of
that's the way I saw it was going to go.
Morales.
Really good
Yeah.
fight. Really good
That
fight.
was an excellent fight.
Yeah, really cool wrestling transitions and scrambles. That was good.
And just like he was able to stay in an advantage position. He saw that he couldn't let that go. He saw that he was 1-1 and he had to like stay on top. And I think that was a good game planning.
Absolutely. Andre, I don't know. I know you fought, so I don't know how many fights you got to watch. But what was your favorite fight that you got to watch tonight, besides the one you were in?
Honestly, as soon as I came out, I think it was Hardy, and I think the kid's name was Timothy Green.
Timothy Green versus
Hardy.
Yeah,
That was cool.
That was a
It was
great
a good
match.
Good fight.
It was a
Hardy
great
came
match.
out throwing really hard leg kicks, and the kid, what was the other kid's name?
Third match.
Third match. Timothy, yeah. Timothy came out in the first round. He took some shots, but he came out, kept firing. He got the win. That was awesome.
Agreed.
Yeah.
He did good.
Yeah, that was awesome, man.
Great card tonight.
Yeah.
Great promotion.
Thank you guys for having me. This is awesome.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Thank you. Nice meeting you guys. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right.
Andre, hit me up, man. Let's
I will.
link
I added
up,
both
brother.
of you guys. I followed both of you.
Yeah,
So,
awesome, man.
All right,
we'll follow
guys.
back.
All right. All right. I'll see you guys. Yep.
Peace. All right.
Thank you.
Britt, what an
Thank
event.
you. Yeah, we did awesome tonight. It was a really cool card to like watch and be involved in the commentating.
Yeah.
Sometimes I need to step outside of the cage to see inside.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm really honored to have such a seasoned vet in the game next to
I
me,
don't
too.
know.
I'm going to
Sometimes-
definitely have you back.
I'll be back. Sometimes
Did you
I-
enjoy doing the fight, companion?
I did.
Was this
I
fun?
did. It was cool. Thank you for having me.
The hazy IPA is hit?
I'm a little hazy right now.
For sure. Well, it looks
It's
like
cold and
yeah.
everybody's leaving. So.
yeah. So it looks like oh shit, Dicey from the fucking Illuminati crew in the game here. What's up, brother? Yo, grab a sticker. Let me tell you about another guy that can beat my ass right here.
I don't know. There's a lot of people that could beat me up here in the
Yeah.
crowd tonight. Yeah.
Well, you're one of them that beat me up, man.
I would love
Gee.
to. Yeah. I'll have to show you some of my moves in the future.
We'll get in it. I gotta. We'll link up after this. We'll have to do a session soon. I gotta come up and visit y'all.
Cool.
Yeah. So looks like the event's finishing up here.
Finishing up.
Brittney, let me give you kind of the floor here. Let everybody know where can they follow you. What can they look out
Brittney
for?
Elkin MMA on Instagram. I am right now inactive, but we'll see where my future goes. And I'm recovering, so you can follow me there as I go through my recovery journey. And other than that, I'm active in helping anybody get to a higher level of where they are. So.
Yeah, and that's Jiu-Jitsu or MMA. Yep. So giant shout out to Brittney for co-hosting with me today. And I'll let you guys go. Make sure you follow Brittney. Her
Follow
handle's
both
right
of
here.
us. Follow
thank
both
you.
of us.
Awesome. Take care. Shout out Art of War.